Chapter 2095. Where's Sea Shark Overlord? Where did the other immortal overlords go? Damned burning devil, what did you do? Rock Overlord, who was wrapped like a rice dumpling, also noticed this scene. It was completely dumbfounded. It had no idea what had just happened. It only felt that Sea Shark Overlord and the other immortal overlords disappeared from this world in an instant, as if they had been erased from this world. Such a strange occurrence made it terrified. It could not understand what had just happened. Then you don't need to care. Xia Ping thrust his spear towards Rock Overlord's head. No, stop, you damned burning devil, stop immediately. I still have treasures in the castle, unparalleled treasures. Spare me, I can give all of them to you, I can give them all to you. Rock Overlord shouted in fear. It tried to take out all of its treasures in exchange for its life. Dong. In the next second, its voice stopped abruptly. Its rock head was immediately pierced by the hell spear. Terrifying hell power exploded in the depths of its soul, instantly blasting its soul into pieces. Rock Overlord dead. Walala S3-1. When Rock Overlord died, the reincarnation brush trembled. It furiously devoured the boundless soul energy obtained from Rock Overlord's body, and took it for itself. The soul energy turned into gray mist and rapidly surged into the depths of the reincarnation brush, quickly filling up the entire space. Walala Xia Ping's consciousness seeped into the reincarnation brush. After obtaining the souls of the three immortal overlords, the reincarnation brush's internal space was filled with soul energy, turning into a boundless ocean. Dong dong dong. The soul ocean continuously slammed against the first layer of seal and the first bronze gate. Loud banging sounds could be heard every time it collided with the gate. After an unknown amount of time, after such an intense beating, a crack finally appeared on the bronze gate. With a cracking sound, a spider-like crack appeared on the gate. Even the chains that sealed the bronze gate had suffered a heavy blow and were breaking apart. Boom! In the end, the bronze gate could no longer endure and collapsed. Even the chains were completely shattered. An unfathomable power surged out from the depths of the bronze gate. It's gone. Xia Ping's eyes lit up. He immediately knew that the reincarnation brush had lifted the first layer of the seal. A majestic and profound energy gushed out from the depths of the reincarnation brush and poured into the depths of his mind. At this moment, his soul and the spirit of the reincarnation brush weaved together as if they were fusing together. Countless hellish runes emerged and formed a supreme scripture. He also knew the ability that the reincarnation pen had obtained after breaking the first seal, Soul Hook. This ability was no longer a temporary X, but a permanent X. The tip of the reincarnation pen flickered with a cold, indestructible black light. It seemed that every strand of black hair was a peerless sword that could tear the void apart. Crash! Xia Ping held the reincarnation brush in his hand and gently swiped at the void. Immediately, a huge void crack that spanned dozens of kilometers appeared in front of him, penetrating the space barrier of this world. The so-called space barrier was as fragile as tofu in front of the reincarnation brush. It couldn't even withstand a single blow. So powerful! Xia Ping was extremely excited. After breaking the first layer of the seal, the reincarnation brush didn't just obtain a simple ability. It had simply improved in all aspects and turned into a peerless killing weapon. In terms of attack power alone, it was more than 10 times stronger than before it was unsealed. Needless to say, its destructive power was simply unheard of. He had sacrificed so much to kill 3 immortal rank demons and break the seal on the reincarnation brush. It was still worth it. The lightning tribulation has ended? At this moment, Xia Ping raised his head. Unknowingly, the tribulation clouds in the sky had gradually dispersed. The descending 9 underworld flaming lightning had also disappeared. He blinked his eyes. He didn't even know when the lightning tribulation ended. This lightning tribulation was too weak. If the lightning tribulation had its own consciousness and knew what Xia Ping was thinking, it would definitely curse loudly. Who would know that such a terrifying monster existed in this world? Normally, a terrifying lightning tribulation like the 9 underworld flaming lightning would even cause an immortal rank demon to lose 3 layers of their skin. If they were hit by it, they would suffer a fate worse than death. Needless to say, other demons would definitely die. However, this bastard was like a dominator of flames. He had a natural resistance to flames. Any flame power that landed on this kid was useless. All the 9 underworld flaming lightning that landed on Xia Ping's body was rapidly devoured by him and transformed into a huge amount of energy, causing the hell golden crow cells in his tea to awaken rapidly. Hence, the tribulation clouds dissipated reluctantly. After all, it knew that it couldn't do anything to Xia Ping. Moreover, it had used up all the tribulation power after striking 108 layers of lightning tribulation. S3. It couldn't condense any more in a short period of time. It seems like a lot of the hell golden crow cells in my tea have awakened. After this lightning tribulation ended, Xia Ping raised his eyebrows. He suddenly discovered that another 500 million hell golden crow cells had awakened in his tea. Currently, he had awakened a total of 1.5 billion hell golden crow cells. The 1.5 billion particles in the depths of his tea were breathing and trembling, devouring and nibbling away, causing a phenomenon in the world. An unprecedented tyrannical power gushed out from Xia Ping's tea. It was as if the power of 1.5 billion small hell golden crows was surging, chirping, soaring, and swallowing the world's qi. It seemed as if he could create a storm that could engulf the entire planet with just one breath. One look from him could create thousands of volcanoes and turn a small world into an endless sea of fire. Every move from him could break through the void, shake the universe, and shake the world. Rumble, this tyrannical aura spread out from Xia Ping's tea. With his tea as the center, it was like a tidal wave, sweeping in all directions in waves. The area within a radius of tens of billions of kilometers was enveloped by such an aura. Rumbling sounds rang out, and every inch of land, every mountain, and even every inch of space was trembling. The ground trembled, and countless cracks appeared. Some tall mountains directly collapsed and turned into dust. Whoosh, crazy winds howled, engulfing the world, creating thousands of hurricanes that continuously spun. All of the demons and ghosts within this range shivered in fear, feeling the aura of doomsday. It was as if an unsurpassed god of the underworld had descended. This was simply the noblest, purest power of hell, surpassing everything. Even the power of the 9 great undying overlords couldn't compare at all. In terms of intrinsic quality, they were who knew how many times stronger. Chapter 2096. In the distance, countless demons also saw this scene. Especially when they saw the 9 immortal rank lords fall, they were all scared half to death, shivering and panicking. 1 second to remembrance, a wonderful, free reading without pop-up window. Oh my god, this burning demon is too terrifying. How could this happen? Rock Overlord, Swamp Overlord, Ocean Shark Overlord, they're all dead, killed by this burning demon. It's so strong it makes people's hair stand up. This has never happened in Flaming Hell. Now that the 9 immortal rank lords are dead, what should we do? Many demons glanced at each other. They never thought something like this would happen. 9 immortal rank lords being killed at the same time, that was like a fairy tale. But now, such a ridiculous thing really happened in front of them, and they saw it happen with their own eyes. There was no way to fake it. In truth, they were all subordinates of the 9 immortal rank lords, and were commanded by them. It was also because of the immortal rank lord's suppression that all demons were willing to listen to them. If the immortal rank lords died, it was like a group of dragons without a leader. The entire flaming hell would be in chaos, warlords would rise, unprecedented chaos would occur. Just as they didn't know what to do, Xia Ping's body suddenly emitted a terrifying aura that swept through the 9 heavens and 10 lands. especially when they felt the pure infernal golden crow bloodline aura deep within Xia Ping's body. That was practically Hell's most ancient, most primitive, most powerful underworld god power. To demons and demons who only had low-level infernal bloodline, this was an overwhelming advantage. This was the difference in life essence. S3. Like a low-level life form facing a high-level life form, they couldn't resist at all. This G bloodline aura triggered the bloodline within their T-bodies, making them tremble in fear. No matter how strong they were, they immediately prostrated on the ground. So that's how it is. Since the 9 immortal rank lords are dead, then the one who killed them will naturally be the new lord, the new master of flaming hell. That's to be expected. To be able to kill the 9 immortal rank lords, of course he has the right to become the true master of flaming hell. This will be the first time the entire flaming hell has been unified. Unbelievable. Such a dense infernal bloodline must have been inherited from the highest level of demons. Who knows how much more powerful and noble they are compared to the previous overlords? Burning demon, no, that's not right, it should be burning overlord. I am willing to serve you, to be your dog, to fight for you, to go through water and tread on fire, to die for you. Burning overlord, we are willing to serve you. Many demons and fiendish demons prostrated themselves on the ground, expressing their willingness to become the burning overlord's subordinates and conquer the world. This was the rule of the infernal demons. The strong were respected, and there was no loyalty to speak of. They would attach themselves to whoever was stronger. Minister F? In midair, Xia Ping's mouth twitched. He had only wanted to show off his aura and understand his sudden surge in power, but he did not expect to scare the demons and demons nearby into submission. However, he had a thought. Perhaps it might not be a bad thing to take in these demons, no, to rule the entire fiery hell under his jurisdiction. After all, the entire hell plane was simply too big, like the eternal sands of the universe. The fiery hell was just one of the smaller hell planes there. If he could conquer the fiery hell and use it as a springboard, he would be able to head to an even stronger hell plane and kill even stronger demons and fiendish demons there. His infernal golden crow bloodline needed to grow, and he could not do without the help of the hell plane. Master. With a so sound, Luna's figure suddenly appeared before Xia Ping. She was dressed in a gothic outfit, giving her a petite appearance. However, no one could tell just how much power her petite body contained. Xia Ping's heart skipped a beat. At this moment, Luna seemed to have become even stronger than before. After devouring a large amount of universe essence, her cultivation base had actually reached the pinnacle of the lightning tribulation realm. She was just one step away from breaking through to the sempiternal realm. What is it? Xia Ping asked. Let me rule over these demons in place of master. I feel that my power will grow faster in this hell plane, said Luna. Hearing this, Xia Ping could not help but nod. As an undying corpse beast, Luna could strengthen herself by devouring enemies. This was the most terrifying demon in the hell plane. The hell plane was endless and filled with countless demons. This was indeed the most suitable place for Luna to grow. S3. If this was in the real world, wantonly slaughtering would cause great trouble. However, it was different in the hell plane. Slaughtering was a common occurrence. Most importantly, Luna was an undying existence. Unlike other creatures, even creatures of the strongest races like Gaia, she was an undying existence from the moment she was born. Even sages could not kill her. It could be said that she was born an undying creature. Even though she did not possess the power of an immortal, she possessed the ability of an immortal. Her survivability far surpassed that of ordinary immortal rank demons. Moreover, if she continued fighting, Luna would continue to grow stronger and evolve. That was why the sages of the immemorial era were so afraid of Luna. She was simply a monster that could destroy the world. If she was not controlled, the entire universe would be engulfed. All right, you shall rule over these demons. Xiaoping nodded and agreed to Luna's request. Hearing this, Luna immediately flew into the air and looked down at the demons on the ground expressionlessly. Listen up, I'm Master's #1 General, Luna. From now on, you'll have to listen to me. Anyone who disobeys will die. A terrifying black aura emanated from her body. It seemed to have dyed the entire hell black. It was so dense that it could not be dispersed. Even the sins in the depths of hell could not compare to it. Yes. The demons were so frightened that they prostrated themselves again. They were different from humans. Their strength did not depend on their T-shape. Sometimes, the smaller the T-shape, the more terrifying they were in the hell plane. The little girl in front of them looked like a human. However, the evil power contained within her T-shape was simply unimaginable. She was simply the most evil, most savage, and most terrifying existence. It was as if they dared to disobey, they would immediately be devoured and turned into a pile of fertilizer. Their instincts as T-shapes were warning them not to disobey the little girl in front of them. Otherwise, they would definitely die. This was an instinctive fear that came from their genes. Alright, let's go. Expedition F Flaming Hell. Luna seemed to be a little excited. She completely treated this as a war game. Wallah. Chapter 2097. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Not long after, Luna left with the demons, beginning her conquest of fiery hell. It probably wouldn't be long before the entire fiery hell would be under her rule. Xiaoping didn't care about this. He reached out and grabbed the corpses of the Rock Overlord, Swamp Overlord, and Nether Ghost Overlord. He felt that even though these undying overlords were dead, their remaining flesh and blood energy would definitely be of great benefit. He couldn't let it go to waste like this. Of course, these undying demons had been corroded by Hell's energy. He needed to take care of it. If ordinary people dared to touch them, they would be corroded by Hell's energy and become Hell creatures. Suddenly, the depths of Xiaoping's consciousness trembled. He felt the world tree inside him tremble. It swayed gently and released waves of green light. What's going on? He hadn't expected the world tree to move at this time. It seemed to have sensed something beneficial to it. In the next second, one green root after another extended out of the void, landed on the 3 undying demon overlord corpses, and seeped into them. Whoosh, the world tree trembled and produced a devouring power. The 3 undying demon overlord corpses withered at a speed visible to the naked eye. The roots wriggled like water pipes, and a huge amount of flesh and blood essence was quickly transferred into the world tree's body. After absorbing the undying substance, the world tree seemed to have obtained a perfect supplement. Its entire body grew, growing to 100 meters tall. Each root and branch was much thicker than before. Xiaoping's heart jumped. If that was all, it wouldn't be a big deal. But after devouring the undying demon overlord's flesh and blood essence, the world tree actually underwent a huge transformation. He personally saw the huge amount of flesh and blood energy wriggling along with the root. Then, the world tree's leaves began to bloom and bear fruit. It didn't seem to take much time at all. The process was directly shortened. 3 golden fruits appeared on the world tree's branches just like that. There were strange patterns on its surface. It looked like a golden pill, but it didn't have any magic power. It just contained a boundless amount of pure life energy. However, there was a core in the depths of this fruit. It was a golden seed. This golden seed also emitted a boundless life force, producing a rhythm of life and emitting waves of immortal aura. Clearly, this was the immortal true spirit that only immortal rank creatures could condense. It's the immortal fruit. Xiaoping's body trembled. He never expected the world tree to have such an ability. It could absorb energy from the flesh of immortal rank creatures and bear fruits on the tree. Not only did this undying fruit contain a huge amount of life energy that could increase one's magic power and cultivation by at least 10 million years, but it also contained the undying true spirit of an undying being. If an ordinary lightning tribulation realm cultivator consumed an immortal fruit, they would have a 30% higher chance of breaking through to the sempiternal realm. If he consumed 4 pills, he would have a 100% chance of advancing. Unbelievable! Xia Ping couldn't help but widen his eyes. If the news of the undying fruit were to spread out, it would definitely shock the entire universe. Countless people would come to snatch it. Having a 100% chance of becoming an immortal sage was the dream of countless cultivators. This was the ability of the World Tree. It had the effect of turning something rotten into something magical. However, to Xia Ping, these undying fruits weren't of much use. His accumulation was too deep. A few undying fruits couldn't provide him with much help. Moreover, the birth of an undying fruit wasn't that simple. He had to kill an immortal rank demon to produce an undying fruit. It seemed like the World Tree couldn't produce undying fruits by absorbing other creatures. It could only produce such an effect by killing hell demons, abyssal demons, and other darkness creatures. It was likely that the energy within these darkness creatures, hell power and abyssal power, were greatly beneficial to the World Tree. Other races wouldn't have such an effect. Right? It seems like Dumbo has imprisoned 6 other immortal rank demons. I wonder what would happen if I devour all of them and turn them into undying fruits? With a thought, Xia Ping's figure flickered. He communicated with the Gaia origin and immediately entered the Gaia space. Whoosh! In the next second, he appeared in a space of nothingness. There seemed to be a huge, planet-like, invisible space cage near Gaia's origin. At this moment, the 6 immortal rank demons looked like they had lost their parent. No matter how they struggled, they couldn't move the spatial cage at all. Clearly, they had been completely imprisoned. At this moment, the 6 immortal rank demons also saw Xia Ping approaching and became agitated. Burning Devil, let us go. Let us go immediately. As long as you let me go, all of my treasures will belong to you. I've accumulated so many treasures over countless years that you can't even begin to imagine. Even my army and my castle will belong to you. Let us go this time. We definitely won't go against you again. The 6 immortal rank demons begged for mercy. They knew that they were no match for the Burning Devil. If they didn't beg for mercy, only death awaited them. No need. Just obediently become fertilizer for the World Tree. With a thought from Xia Ping, the World Tree's roots immediately split into 6 and penetrated the invisible spatial cage. They pierced through the space and directly penetrated the bodies of the 6 immortal rank demons. Voila! In an instant, the 6 immortal rank demons let out miserable cries. Their life essence was all devoured by the World Tree. The roots squirmed like water pipes and made gurgling sounds. Instantly, their intelligence seemed to have been erased. They were completely turned into idiot. They couldn't even let out a cry. Xia Ping raised his brows. He realized that this time, the World Tree didn't seem to be in a hurry to devour the life energy of these immortal rank demons. Instead, it was slowly devouring them. As the life essence of these immortal rank demons disappeared, their immortal abilities were activated. They swallowed the void energy and recovered to their peak state. Then, the World Tree would devour them again and the immortal rank demons would recover again. Clearly, the World Tree had completely treated these 6 immortal rank demons as fertilizer that could continuously regenerate. Although this caused the growth of immortal fruits to slow down by more than 100 times, it could continuously obtain immortal fruit. As expected, the World Tree isn't just a holy tree. It's also a demonic tree. Chapter 2098. Whoosh. After dealing with the 6 immortal fiendish demons, Xia Ping once again returned to Inferno Hell. Next, I have to deal with the 9 spatial passageways that connect to the Azure Sun's secret dimension. Xia Ping narrowed his eyes. He was no longer worried about demons entering the Azure Sun's secret dimension through the spatial passageway. Instead, he was worried that the spatial passageway would collapse, causing the path to Hell World to disappear. If that really happened, he probably wouldn't know how to enter Hell World. Black hole worm. Thinking of this, Xiaoping waved his hand and immediately summoned the black hole worm elders in the mountain river Pearl. At this moment, the black hole worm elders seemed to be even more powerful than before. They contained profound spatial laws, as if they could fuse with space at any time and easily escape. Moreover, the many black hole worm eggs he had previously obtained had also hatched into black hole larvae. They had also grown tremendously, and their strength had increased by leaps and bounds. In time, those black hole worm larvae would definitely be of great use. Looks like your strength has improved. Xiaoping nodded. It's all thanks to Master. The black hole worm Grand Elder said gratefully. This was not flattery but the truth. Ever since Chong Xiaoqian had obtained a large amount of cosmic origin energy, her strength had increased by leaps and bounds. This had also led to countless benefits for the other black hole worms. In fact, the entire black hole worm race was basically a single entity. As long as the king became stronger, every black hole worm soldier would become stronger, and their fertility would increase, giving birth to more black hole worms. It was precisely because the black hole worm king had such a special ability that the solitary black hole worms were incomparably loved and respected. They were even willing to go through fire and water for their king. It could be said that the king was the core of their race, an indispensable existence. Every birth of a king was an opportunity for the black hole worm race to rise. Very well, I called you all here because I need your help with something. Xiaoping said straightforwardly. This hell world has 9 spatial passageways that can connect to the Azure Sun's secret dimension. However, these 9 spatial passageways are naturally formed and not very stable. I need you all to use your innate abilities to strengthen these 9 spatial passageways so that they won't be destroyed by spatial storms. Furthermore, you all need to set up restrictive arrays on these spatial passageways. Without my permission, no life form can casually enter or exit these passageways. He wanted to take complete control of all 9 spatial passages. By the way, in addition to reinforcing these 9 space passages, you also need to dig a space passage that connects directly to the star region where planet Yanhuang is located, connecting the Qingyang secret realm and planet Yanhuang. At this point, Xiaoping made another request. After all, every time he went to the Qingyang mystic realm, he did not want to come to the southern universe. It was too time-consuming. If he was connected to the Yanhuang planet, he could enter the hell world at any time. Master, this is just a small matter, just leave it to us. The black hole worm elder was brimming with confidence. Excavating and reinforcing spatial passages was the black hole worm's forte. Not to mention, they also had the king's power, which made them much stronger than before. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. With that, the black hole worm elders immediately set off. As for Xiaoping, he remained where he was and went into secluded meditation. Because he had just transcended the heavenly tribulation, his magic power had skyrocketed. He needed some time to stabilize his cultivation base. Meanwhile, on the other side, Luna was leading the demon army to sweep through the territories of the 9 undying lords. Their first step was to Rock City. Because Xiaoping's heavenly tribulation was closest to Rock City, they naturally started attacking from the closest location. Rock City's demons? The Rock Overlord is already dead. Hurry up and surrender. Otherwise, we will bathe Rock City in blood today. Not a single one of you will be spared. A leader of the fiendish demons shouted, trying to persuade the fiendish demons to surrender. Rock Lord is dead? Hearing this, the demons of Rock City were shocked. They couldn't believe their ears. That was an undying rank demon lord. How could it just die like that? Because after so many years, after countless battles, countless demons had died, but the undying rank demons never died. At most, they would escape from flaming hell and head to other planes. However, now that Rock Lord was dead, this indeed shocked many demons. Because the death of the 9 undying lords was too short. Flaming hell was vast and boundless, Without a communication tool like the Universe Virtual Network, there was no way to instantly spread the news to every corner of flaming hell. Hence, it was natural that they didn't know about the death of the 9 undying lords. Everyone, don't listen to this demon's words. Rock Lord is a great existence. How could he die? You think you can make us surrender just by saying a few words? You must be dreaming. Immediately, a Rock City commander shouted. He didn't believe the words of these demons. If an immortal rank fiendish demon appeared here, it would immediately surrender without a second thought. However, the fiendish demons that appeared here were at most of the same rank as it. If such a force could make Rock City surrender, then Rock City would have been destroyed many times over. Damn it! Many of the fiendish demon leaders cursed. They knew that they could not intimidate so many fiendish demons in Rock City with their strength alone. However, this was the first mission given to them by their lord. They couldn't mess it up now. Since you don't want to surrender, then die. At this moment, Luna made her move. She was expressionless and unmoved. To her, she didn't have any thoughts of killing. Other than Xiaoping, the others were just bugs' food. If they dared to disobey her, they would all die. Rumble, the moment she finished speaking, a black storm surged out from Luna's body. It was so dense that it couldn't be dispersed. It emitted evil, devouring, corrosive, dark aura, as if it was an extremely evil existence. Buzz buzz, every strand of black air seemed to transform into a flying black bug, containing mysterious runes. They flapped their wings, over 100 million of them charged towards Rock City. This was the bloodline sacred ability of the corpse beasts, Locust Storm. Walala, this black storm crushed over, blotting out the sky and covering the earth, enveloping the entire Rock City. There was no fighting, no struggling, no screaming, nothing at all. Everything was close to nothingness. In the next second, Rock City disappeared just like that, erased from this land. Those demons that stayed in Rock City, regardless of their strength, all disappeared. Not even a drop of blood or a bone was left. They disappeared from this world, just like that. When the demon chieftains saw this, their hair stood on end and their bodies trembled. They could clearly see countless black insects appearing in the storm. It was these black insects that had devoured the entire Rock City cleanly, leaving nothing behind. Nothing could stop these black insects from devouring and tearing at the city. They rejoiced that they didn't disrespect this lord. Otherwise, they would have died for sure. Go to the next city. Kill anyone who resists. Luna was expressionless as she gave the order. After devouring all the demons in Rock City, her aura had also increased by a notch. Yes. Chapter 2099. A month later, Luna's army swept through the entire flaming hell. The demons in the 9 cities of the flaming hell resisted at first, not believing that their overlord had been killed. But after Luna easily slaughtered a few cities and devoured countless demons, all the demons were scared out of their wits. They no longer dared to resist. When they heard that Luna's army had arrived, without needing Luna to say anything, all the demons surrendered and submitted to the burning overlord. Anyway, for these demons, betrayal was nothing out of the ordinary. Moreover, it was not shameful to submit to a demon that was stronger than them. At this point, the entire flaming hell was completely unified. All the demons and nether ghosts were under Xiaoping's rule. Luna's notoriety also spread throughout the flaming hell. In order to announce that Xiaoping was the ruler of the entire flaming hell, Corinne took out many nano-engineered robots and spent 3 days building a huge city that spanned 300,000 kilometers in a flaming plain at the center of the flaming hell. It became the resting place of many demons. The ordinary demons of the infernal realm had never seen such miraculous human technology before. In just 3 days they had built such a majestic city. They were all incredibly shocked, and they became even more loyal to the burning overlord. On this day, Xiaoping became the burning overlord and the ruler of the flaming hell. The ceremony would be held in the square of Burning City, allowing countless demons to bathe in the glory of the burning overlord. Of course, this month, Xia Ping was not resting. Instead, he was cultivating hard and consolidating his skyrocketing cultivation. After a month of bitter cultivation, he raised his magic power to the peak of the middle stage of the Thunder Tribulation realm. His primordial spirit advanced a great distance in the sea of bitterness. He was just one step away from breaking through to the late stage of the Thunder Tribulation realm. At the same time, Xia Ping awakened 100 million golden crow cells in his body. The total number of awakened cells in his body reached 1.6 billion. His power became even more terrifying. It was noon. On a high platform in the square, Xia Ping sat on a huge dark golden throne. Only Luna stood beside him. Below the platform, many demons, and nether ghosts appeared. There were all kinds of strange and extremely ferocious races. Their commander-level cultivation had basically reached the peak of the Thunder Tribulation realm. At a glance, there were more than 30 million Thunder Tribulation realm fiendish demons. As for the weaker demon soldiers, there was no need to mention them. There were more than 100 billion of them, and they were the elites of the elite. If such a large number of demons appeared in the real world, it would probably cause a small-scale demon disaster. At the very least, a few Saint-class sects would be destroyed. Not to mention, this was just a minor world in the infernal realm, a plane that was like the eternal sands of the universe. He really couldn't imagine what the higher levels of hell would be like. If the demons from the infernal world of the primordial era had invaded the real universe instead of the demons from the abyss, the result would have been completely different. The other races would not have been able to survive. But no matter what, Xia Ping had unknowingly become a lord with a huge force. Boom! Xia Ping unrestrainedly released his powerful aura, displaying the demeanor of the golden crow of hell. The blood in his body ignited, shining with eternal light like the sun. In the hell world, keeping a low profile wasn't a virtue but a weakness. Only by thoroughly displaying one's strength could one gain the respect of other demons. Bang! 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 Feeling this aura, the demons were so frightened that they prostrated themselves. They felt that if a single drop of such heat fell, it would be enough to burn them to ashes. Heavens, the Lord is really too powerful! With such an aura, even the commanders can't raise their heads. Of course. The Burning Lord is a terrifying existence that killed the Rock Lord, the Swamp Lord, the Sea Shark Lord, and the other 9 lords. It's only natural that he has such power. Indeed. To be able to work for such a powerful lord is really a blessing of 3 lifetimes. Who knows, we might even have the chance to conquer other infernal realms, obtain endless battle merits, and keep evolving. Lord, 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 burn, burn, burn. The demons were all extremely excited. Feeling such a powerful aura, not only did they not feel afraid, but they also felt excited. They felt like they were following a powerful lord. This was an incomparably honorable thing to do. At this moment, they all roared angrily. Waves of air surged and swept through the entire burning city. Kiki, what a joke. It's just a rural place, but they actually want to imitate others and become a lord? This is like a monkey trying to learn how to walk. What a joke. At this moment, a voice rang out. Although it sounded very soft, it was clearly transmitted to the ears of all the demons. Moreover, it was illusory. None of the demons knew where the voice came from. What? Hearing this voice, the demons were instantly enraged. This was the Lord's coronation ceremony. It was incomparably grand and dignified. This was an extremely important matter. But now, there was actually a demon who dared to mock the Lord in such an important occasion. This kind of courage was simply boundless. Could it be that the demons who dared to resist earlier had not all been killed? They sensed their surroundings and searched for auras, trying to find the demon who had just spoken. After all, they were now the Burning Lord's subordinates. Insulting the Burning Lord was the same as insulting them. This kind of humiliation was absolutely intolerable. But after searching for a while, they still couldn't find the owner of the voice or where he had appeared. The owner of the voice seemed to know that the demons were looking for him. He became even more smug. It's useless. Do you think you weak demons can find my whereabouts? That's a fool's dream. Even if I whisper in your ears, you definitely won't be able to find where I am. Burning devil, I advise you to surrender immediately and hand over the essence of this hell plane. I'm a mighty existence that you can't hope to reach. If you anger me, your good days will come to an end. You'll die a horrible death. He laughed sinisterly and loudly, as if he didn't care about the demons searching for him at all. It was as if he didn't exist in this world. Soul search. A dark ghost commander roared angrily. He activated his divine ability, and it spread out like a sonic wave to every corner of the plaza, trying to search for the soul ripples of every living being nearby. Chapter 2100. The Nether Ghost Commander's face paled, and he seemed a bit weak. He had used up a lot of energy, but he hadn't found anything useful. He felt very ashamed. Kiki, a puny nether ghost wants to find my whereabouts? Stop joking. The voice continued to provoke him. Burning devil, I'm not joking with you. I'm giving you an ultimatum. If you really anger me, all the demons here will die. I'll only give you one chance. I hope you'll cherish it. Luna was very angry and wanted to attack. But Xia Ping waved his hand, stopping Luna. He said, You cowardly scoundrel, how dare you boast so shamelessly? Do you think you can act so arrogantly in front of me just because you have some concealment abilities? To tell you the truth, your abilities are as laughable as a clown's in my eyes. This was the Burning Lord's coronation ceremony, an important event that would establish his unparalleled position in the fiery hell. Now, there were demons that dared to appear here and cause trouble. This was clearly a slap to his face and an attempt to anger him. Once he was infuriated, he wouldn't rest until the world was turned upside down and rivers of blood flowed. Boom! Xia Ping stood up from his throne, and his golden hell crow eyes opened. His pupils contained countless golden hell crow runes, and they immediately shot out tens of thousands of beams of dark golden light. The dark golden light was like a giant net that permeated the void, covering a radius of 10 billion kilometers. It covered every corner of the void, big and small. Boom! Countless demons in the square came into contact with the dark golden light. Their hair stood on end and they trembled. They found that they were being seen clearly by this gaze. His meridians, his internal organs, his dantian, his sea of energy, and the magical symbols that circulated in the depths of his body were all exposed. Not a single drop was left. It was as if they had no secrets in front of this gaze. All the demons and ghosts were incomparably shocked. They had thought that they had overestimated their lord, but it turned out that they had still underestimated him. Just a glance from him was enough to make them expose all their secrets. It was like a god looking at mortals. This gaze contained terrifying firepower and destructive power. As long as the Lord willed it, he could immediately ignite their bloodlines and turn them into torches. Some powerful demons instinctively tried to resist this power, but it was useless. It was like the eyes of a god looking down from above. Nothing could escape. No matter how the mortals struggled, it was useless. Crash! In a single breath's time, the infernal golden crow's eye had already scanned the space within a radius of tens of billions of kilometers. Every inch of space was enveloped by the gaze, and it was all-pervasive. However, the voice was still very arrogant. You actually know an eye technique. I didn't think that a small place like this would have such a divine ability. However, such a method is useless against me. I'm hidden in the depths of the dimensional space, invisible and traceless. I'm not something you can find by burning your mana. Give up, you're just wasting your energy. Found you! You cowardly scoundrel, come out. Right at this moment, Xia Ping sensed something and brazenly attacked. In the blink of an eye, his left eye slowly rotated and shot out a black ray of death that contained terrifying destructive power. It was incomparably fast as it blasted towards a certain location in the space above. Bang! The black ray of light immediately disappeared into the space. Suddenly, there was a shrill scream in the air. A figure fell out from the depths of the dimensional space just like that. There was a bloody hole in its chest, and blood was dripping out. It was extremely miserable. It was a black shadow without any shape. Deep inside the shadow, there were hundreds of eyes. Each eye contained different emotions: anger, humiliation, hatred, and disbelief. Oh my God, that's a dark space demon, a terrifying demon that lives in the depths of the space. Isn't it extinct in the fiery hell? Why is it here? It's a demon from a high-level world of hell. It's not something that a world of hell like ours can give birth to. Could it be from a high-level world of hell? Many demons and ghosts immediately exclaimed. They immediately recognized the demon's true identity. Impossible. I'm a dark space demon, a master of spatial divine ability, invisible and traceless. I hide in the depths of the dimensional space and live in the cracks of space. How did you find me? And even if you found me, how did you hit me? The dark space demon was crazy. It could not believe its eyes, because with its abilities, even a fiendish demon that was stronger than it would not be able to defeat it. In fact, it would be impossible for the fiendish demon to track it down. Moreover, it could travel through the cracks of space at any time. It could run away very quickly. Even if its enemies found it, it could easily escape to another place. Therefore, it was fearless. But now, the burning demon in front of him had found his whereabouts and even injured him, knocking him out of the space crack. To the dark space demon, this was a great humiliation. Just a little trick. You dare to be so arrogant in front of me? You still have companions, right? Call them out immediately. Otherwise, I will kill them one by one in the cracks of space, leaving none alive. Xia Ping stood with his hands behind his back. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. As soon as he finished speaking, the space twisted, creating a strong ripple. Figures of demons appeared in all directions. There were a total of 12. Including the dark space demon, there were 13 of them. Moreover, these demons were terrifyingly strong. They had reached the immortal realm. They were not any weaker than the Rock Lord, Swamp Lord, Sea Shark Lord and other Lord-rank demons. Oh my God, what's going on? These demons are way too powerful. This is the aura of immortal. Impossible, there are only 9 immortal lords in the entire flaming hell. Moreover, they were all killed by the Burning Lord. How can there be 13 immortal lords now? This is too ridiculous. How on earth did this appear? What exactly has happened? They are definitely not demons from our flaming hell. They might be powerful demons from other hells. The problem is that our flaming hell is very remote and the environment is very harsh. How did they arrive here? Many of the demons were shocked to the extreme. Anyone who saw 13 immortal rank demons appearing in this place and descending together would be scared half to death. They were panicking. They felt that they were really doomed this time. Being surrounded by 13 immortal rank demons, even the strongest demon would die. Chapter 2101. Jie Jie, Burning Demon, now that we've all come out, do you feel like you've shot yourself in the foot? Do you feel a little regretful? Said the dark space devil with a proud smile. With 12 immortal rank demons standing beside it, it was simply an incomparably tyrannical fighting strength, as well as a huge backing. No matter how strange the burning demon was, it was impossible for it to withstand the attack. Regret what? Useless soldiers like you will die no matter how many of you come. Do you think you can do whatever you want in flaming hell with your own strength? Xia Ping was speechless. He did not put these immortal rank demons in his eyes at all. Especially after undoing the first seal of the reincarnation brush, his power had greatly increased. Now, he had the power to kill gods and demons. These immortal rank demons were nothing to him. He was even looking forward to these immortal rank demons coming to test the sharpness of the reincarnation brush. Today was the Burning Overlord's ascension ceremony. Using the blood of these immortal rank demons as a sacrifice would be the best. Stupid burning demon. You won't shed tears until you see the yellow springs. Arrogant to the extreme. Seeing us 13 immortal rank demons, not surrendering is one thing, but you're still so arrogant. What kind of guts did you eat? Don't talk nonsense with this burning demon. Kill this guy immediately and occupy this plane of hell. You'll get great merits and countless treasures. The 13 immortal realm demons snorted coldly. They were very unhappy with Xiaoping's words. They were furious. Facing their powerful battle prowess, this fellow actually dared to be so arrogant, calling them shrimp soldiers and crab generals. How preposterous. If that's the case, there's nothing to talk about. I saw that you're quite strong, so I wanted to give you some pointers and make you my subordinate. But now, it seems that you're just a piece of trash who doesn't know what's good for you. Go die. Dark Space Demon sneered. It felt that it was already giving this demon a lot of face by saying a few more words. Unexpectedly, this guy didn't know what was good for him. Then, it couldn't be blamed. Boom, as soon as he finished speaking, the Dark Space Devil made its move. It immediately turned into a black shadow and disappeared into the empty space. It was invisible and contained an evil energy. It jumped through the space and attacked Xiaoping. This was one of its unparalleled assassination method. It merged with the void, approached the enemy, and instantly beheaded them. It could be said that with its space god art, this kind of assassination was simply successful. Kill. Moreover, this time, it wasn't just the Dark Space Devil. The other 12 immortal rank demons in the sky had also taken action. They knew that it wouldn't be easy to kill the immortal rank demon, so they had to surround and kill it together. After all, defeating an immortal rank demon was easy, but killing it was very difficult. Dragon-like demonic claws. In the blink of an eye, an undying fiend took action. Its claw smashed over like a black dragon from hell, containing endless darkness power and destructive power. The claw was densely engraved with the characters of hell. It wriggled like an earthworm, as if it contained vitality and was filled with the filth of hell. Even a demon with an immortal rank body would be heavily injured if they were hit by this claw. The filth of hell could even contaminate the immortal body, preventing the body from continuously regenerating. Burning demon, surrender. You aren't our match. Fighting against us will only result in death. A shadow fiend roared. This voice contained a special power, like a bewitching voice. It was like maggots attached to bones, containing a terrifying curse power. Deep in the void, as it spoke, the sound waves actually turned into hell's characters, condensing into substance and piercing towards Xiaoping's brain. It contained an unfathomable killing intent. This was a sound curse god art. Once the enemy wavered in the slightest, the curse power would corrode the enemy's soul and they would never be able to get rid of it. Even if the soul was hit, it would weaken and slowly die. Die, burning demon. I will smash you into minced meat. Another immortal rank demon charged over, wielding a crimson hammer. It seemed to be several times more ferocious than the Rock Overlord. Every inch of its muscles was filled with explosive power. Its hammer smashed over, forming a dense array of hell scriptures. It was like a huge mountain pressing down, smashing everything under the hammer into pieces. Not so long ago, when it smashed down, the surrounding mountains and rivers would shatter, a planet would explode, and this region would become a vacuum zone, a land of death. The other immortal rank demons also attacked. Wave after wave of terrifying killing intent spread out, covering the sky and earth, shaking mountains and rivers. They spread out in all directions, not giving Xiaoping any chance to escape. It's over, Lord is done for. Many demons and nether ghosts trembled. They could feel the terrifying power. Even their previous lords weren't a match for them. Each wave was far stronger than the previous lords. And now, 13 such powerful demons had appeared, attacking the Burning Lord at the same time. This was simply like the descent of the nether gods, bringing the burning lord back to the yellow springs. Curtain of darkness. But before Xiaoping could do anything, Luna did. She stood in front of Xiaoping, her small body radiating an unshakable dark aura. Rumble. Suddenly, strands of dark energy surged out of Luna. This was an aura of sin, so dense that it couldn't be dispersed. It instantly enveloped her body. With her body as the center, it rapidly expanded, instantly enveloping the entire high platform. Like a black hole, it devoured everything cleanly, leaving no blind spots. Bang, bang, bang. At this moment, the 13 immortal rank demons' divine abilities struck the curtain of darkness at the same time. What? The 13 immortal rank demons were shocked, because they found that when their power struck the curtain of darkness, it was like falling into a swamp. All their power was devoured. Even the darkness demons' attempt to enter the curtain of darkness was bounced back. It was as if the curtain of darkness could even isolate space. Whoosh, Luna waved her hand, dispelling the curtain of darkness. The platform was still intact, all the power had been devoured by her. Impossible, your aura hasn't reached the immortal rank, yet you can stop us. Just what race are you? Why do you have such power? Chapter 2102. Haha, everyone, don't be fooled by these two. At that moment, Dark Space Demon laughed out loud. You're not even an immortal rank demon. How could you resist our immortal rank demon's power? This is probably a sacred power unique to this guy's body. He might only be able to use it once in his life. Moreover, the price of using it once is extremely huge. He might even be heavily injured already. It pointed out everything, as if it had seen through everything. I see. As expected of the Dark Space Demon, you're very knowledgeable. We were almost fooled. Hearing this, the other immortal rank demons nodded. The hell world was boundless, and there were countless types of demons. It was not strange for there to be special, strange, and powerful divine abilities. It would not be strange if there was a divine ability that could devour all attacks. However, the more powerful the divine ability, the greater the price needed to be paid. Without a doubt, this demon that wasn't even an immortal rank demon must have paid a great price to use this divine ability and defend against their attacks. This was how the world was. The more power one had, the greater the price one had to pay. Little girl, stop pretending. You're still pretending to be indifferent. In fact, you're already heavily injured and on the verge of death. However, I have to praise your acting skills. You're about to die, yet you can still show such a calm expression. If I wasn't a demon that had experienced hundreds of battles, I might have been fooled by you. Dark Space Demon showed an expression as if it had seen through Luna's acting skills. In its eyes, this little lowly was already heavily injured. Her insides were full of holes. Luna blinked and looked at Dark Space Demon. Burning Demon, I have to praise you too. You actually have such a loyal demon that's willing to die for you. I don't know what you're capable of, but it ends here. The next attack will be your death. Just die obediently. You can't stop us with your power. Dark Space Demon looked down from above, looking at Xiaoping as if he was looking at an ant. It was incomparably arrogant. Noisy. With a thump, Xiaoping took a step forward and took out the reincarnation brush. A powerful aura surged out from his body, covering a radius of 10 billion kilometers, shaking the surroundings and causing the stars to sway. It was as if the entire fiery hell had been shaken. As soon as the reincarnation brush appeared, the aura of an infernal deity descended, as if it were connected to the 6 paths of reincarnation, drawing upon the boundless essence of hell. Scriptures of hell appeared one after another, densely covering the depths of the void. It was as if they were creating visions of hell, with countless gods and demons roaring and howling. What is this? Including Dark Space Demon, the 13 immortal demons felt their hairs stand up. They were immortal rank demons, their perception towards danger was extremely sharp, reaching the stage where the cicada can sense the autumn wind before it even moves. They immediately saw the reincarnation brush in Xia Ping's hand. It was an inconspicuous brush, but every black hair on the tip of the brush seemed to contain a soul-stealing aura and boundless killing intent. It was clearly just an inconspicuous brush, but in their eyes, it was simply the most terrifying thing in this world. It triggered their souls, causing every cell in their body to tremble, as if they had encountered their natural enemy. Even the immortal demons were in such a state, let alone the many demons below the platform. They felt an endless pressure pressing down on them, as if a yellow river was laying across their bodies, forcing them to crawl on the ground, not even daring to breathe loudly. It was as if a slight movement would turn their bodies into dust. "Run, hurry up and run, we can't fight him head-on." For some reason, Dark Space Demon and the other immortal demons immediately felt the urge to run. Their instincts were strongly warning them not to fight head-on. Moreover, they did not feel there was anything shameful about it. Their only thought now was to run. However, it was already too late. Xia Ping held the reincarnation brush and the 9 purple palace spaces trembled. Boundless magic power was poured in, and the dark golden brush lightly drew towards the void. Dong! In an instant, a mark that stretched for 30,000 kilometers was drawn out in the depths of the void. It sliced through the void, and it was so fast that even thinking could not keep up with it. In the next second, the 13 immortal demons were cut in half at the waist. Bang, bang, bang! Immediately, they fell to the ground, dripping with blood. The area around the platform was completely dyed red. The 13 immortal demons were half crippled on the spot, unable to move. "Not bad, I didn't kill you all." Xia Ping looked down at the 13 immortal rank demons on the ground and felt very satisfied. After undoing the first seal, the reincarnation brush's power had reached a terrifying level. Even the immortal rank demons could not resist its sharpness. With just a light stroke, the enemy's soul would be torn apart instantly, unable to escape. Most importantly, after removing the first seal, he could slightly control the reincarnation brush's power. It would not be like last time, instantly killing the cursed demon sage and destroying its soul completely. But now it was different. He could completely control the power, beating the 13 immortal demons half crippled, but not killing them. What kind of treasure is this? What the hell is this thing? The Dark Void Devil and the other undying fiends were so scared they pissed themselves, their guts broken. They were horrified to the extreme. It was precisely this magical treasure that made them cripple with a single move, leaving them half dead and half alive. Just one move. They were immortal demons with undying bodies, but in front of this brush, they were as weak as babies. If they did not experience it themselves, they would not believe such a ridiculous thing. World Tree. Xia Ping did not say anything, lightly waved his hand. Dong dong dong, immediately, thousands of roots from the World Tree seeped out from the void. They were jade green and contained boundless life force. They instantly pierced through the 13 immortal demons' bodies. Burning Demon, what did you do to us? Dark Space Demon and the other immortal demons were terrified. They sensed countless roots seeping into their bodies. There were hundreds of thousands of them, seeping into every corner of their bodies. The blood vessels in their bodies had now turned into root. These roots even seeped into their souls, seemingly taking root in the deepest part of their bodies. In other words, they were completely under the enemy's control. At the same time, these roots also produced terrifying devouring power, occasionally devouring their boundless life force. Chapter 2103. Below the stage, the demons and dark ghosts saw this as well. Seeing Xia Ping beat the 13 immortal fiends into dogs with just one move, they all cheered. Heavens, those were 13 undying lords. His Excellency actually killed them in one move? Ridiculous. Some demons were shocked and felt it was hard to believe. Right, I'm sorry, but just now, I thought our Lord was already dead and would be killed by these 13 uninvited guests. After all, these are 13 immortal fiends. How could they be a match for them? I didn't think this would happen. A dark ghost commander couldn't help but nod in agreement. Our Lord is really too strong. No wonder he killed 9 immortal lords and united the entire flaming hell. What can a dozen immortal fiends do? He killed them like dogs. Some of the fiendish demons worshipped Xia Ping to the extreme and were extremely fanatical. To tell the truth, we lost so quickly that I thought I was hallucinating. I thought these immortal fiends were weak. How could they be so weak? Indeed, they were too weak. They couldn't even take one move from our Lord. Perhaps the fiends from other hells are just this weak. They can't even take a single blow. It seems the fiends of our flaming hell are very strong, far stronger than other hells. The fiends discussed, looking down on the dark space devil and the other immortal fiends. Some even suspected that the fiends from other planes were weak and weak. Hearing this, the dark space devil and the other immortal fiends were so angry they wanted to vomit blood. They were powerful fiends from high-class hells, yet they were being looked down upon by these country bumpkins. It was like a tiger being bullied by a dog. They were extremely aggrieved and felt extremely vexed. But now that they had been captured, there was nothing they could do. Speak, where did you come from? Why did you come to the flaming hell? Xia Ping interrogated these fiends. Humph, stop dreaming. Do you think we'll tell you anything just because you've captured us and planted a demonic tree on our bodies to control our lives? The dark space devil sneered. I definitely won't tell you. We're the vanguard team from the whirling hell. We're here to search for the source of other hells. Its expression was arrogant. That's right. We won't tell you, the other undying demons shouted. We just stumbled into this place and found a weak hellish plane. That's why we were greedy and wanted to get the essence of this hellish plane. That's why we attacked you. So that's how it is. You're deathless fiend devils from the hell of whirling. You accidentally stumbled into the hell of fire to acquire the essence of the hell's plane. Xia Ping nodded, indicating that he understood their origins and purpose. Luna looked confused. The surrounding demons all looked down on Dark Space Demon and his group of undying demons. They spoke in a dignified and righteous manner, as if they would never bow down to power. Who would have thought that after their lives were in his hands, all of them would become extremely obedient, not daring to hide anything and spilling out all the information in one go. They were more timid than anyone else. However, this was the nature of demons. They bullied the weak and feared the strong. They would only submit to the strong. Burning demon, I'll tell you the truth. We're the vanguard from the hell of whirling. We're here specifically to gather soldiers from smaller hellish planes. If news of our deaths gets out, it'll definitely attract the attention of the hell of whirling. When that happens, your little plane will be annihilated. There are countless demons stronger than us out there. Do you know that? An undying demon threatened. Why are you gathering the essence of hell? Xia Ping knew that each plane had its own essence. It was the same as the small worlds in the central universe. The hell of fire was the same. What a country bumpkin. You don't know the use of a plane? Dark Space Demon sneered. Then I'll be merciful and tell you this. If you can control the origin of a plane of hell, you can fuse your soul with it and communicate with it. Your cultivation speed will be at least 100 times faster than other demons, and you'll be able to absorb more of the origin power of hell. In fact, once you possess the essence of hell, you'll be able to conquer many smaller hell realms and fuse with the essence of those smaller hell realms. You'll be able to strengthen your own hell realm and become a higher hell realm. What? Xia Ping narrowed his eyes. He learned an important piece of information from Dark Space Demon's words. The reason why countless demons in the hell world fought endlessly was to fight for the essence of the hell planes. After devouring the essence of hell, these demon lords could fuse many hell planes together to form a huge hell world. There was even a legend that said if a demon could fuse all of the planes in the hell world, they would become the supreme ruler of the hell world. They would become the god of the underworld. Because of that, the demons of the high-level hell worlds were frantically searching for the essence of hell. They were at war with each other. Dark Space Demon was the vanguard sent out by the high-level Hell worlds to explore the void. After all, the Hell world was just too big. It was boundless, and every part of the void was filled with terrifying hellish storms. If you weren't careful, you'd be killed. 4 ordinary demons to find a new, masterless, and factionless Hell plane was too difficult. But one could imagine how terrifying the Hell of Whirling was. Even an undying demon like Dark Space Demon was just an elite soldier. It was unimaginable. I see. Xia Ping also understood why Rock Overlord and the other 8 undying overlords kept fighting. They also knew the importance of obtaining the essence of a Hell plane. They all wanted to defeat each other and become the ruler of Flaming Hell. Unfortunately, it was too difficult for them to defeat the other 8. They had always maintained a balance. No one could defeat the other. Kid, did you hear that? Release us immediately. That way, there's still a chance to turn things around. Otherwise, when the Whirling Hell's army arrives, all the demons in your Flaming Hell will die. Understand? Dark Space Demon shouted. Shut up. Xia Ping waved his hand and immediately captured Dark Space Demon and the other 9 undying demons and placed them in Gaia space. He didn't plan on killing these demons. Instead, he used them as fertilizer to make World Tree stronger. The Origin of the Hell Plane? Chapter 2104. That's the essence of Hell? Meanwhile, in one of Blaze City's treasure storehouses. After the coronation, Xia Ping went to the Fiend Devil's treasure storehouse, which was filled with treasures that the 9 undying lords had accumulated over countless years. These treasures had originally belonged to the undying lords, but now that they had been killed, they naturally belonged to Xia Ping. As soon as Xia Ping arrived, he could sense a strange energy emanating from the depths of the storehouse, causing his blood to tremble. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. He waved his hand, and 9 black pearls flew out of the depths of the storehouse. Each pearl was filled with hellish energy that seemed to resonate with heaven and earth, with the fiery hell itself. Without question, these 9 pearls were the essence of the fiery hell. Originally, the essence of the fiery hell only had 1 pearl. However, the 9 undying lords had fought over it, and in the end, it had split into 9 pearls, which had been stored in their respective treasure storehouses. Originally, the 9 pearls hadn't had a chance to see the light of day again. But now that the 9 undying lords were dead, the 9 pearls had naturally gathered together and landed in Xia Ping's hands. Refine them. Having reached this point in his train of thought, Xia Ping didn't hesitate. His eyes gleamed, and he drew upon his magic power to form the Hellfire Crucible, which he used to refine the 9 pearls. Hush! The 9 essence pearls melted, transforming into liquid that flowed through his limbs and bones. Eventually, they entered his sea of energy, where they formed into a golden pearl. What? Xia Ping's eyes shone with a golden light. The golden pearl was vibrating, as though it were connected to the deepest essence of the fiery hell. With him at the center, the area for billions of kilometers around him was like a tidal wave of energy. It transformed into an enormous vortex, and countless spatial rifts opened up around him. What's going on? What's going on? Is there an enemy attack? No. That's where the Lordship cultivates. This phenomenon must have been caused by the Lordship. No wonder he's the Lordship. He's just cultivating, and he's already causing such a thing. But it's too terrifying. I feel like if I were in the center of the energy, I'd be ripped to shreds by the spatial tempest. Retreat, retreat immediately. We can't foolishly die while Sir Overlord is cultivating. In the distance, the demons and ghosts were also shocked to see this scene. However, they knew that it was the City Lord's cultivation spot, so they were relieved. Even so, the scene was too shocking. In order to prevent themselves from getting hurt, the demons retreated far away from Burning City. They didn't want to be caught in the crossfire. This is the origin of the fiery hell, the core of this world. Xia Ping could feel his soul fusing with the core. It was as if there was a seed in the depths of the golden bead, which was engraved with dense and extremely complicated characters of hell. His soul seeped into the fiery hell, and it was as though he could communicate with the entire fiery hell. His divine consciousness continued to expand, covering every corner of the fiery hell. The mountains, the earth, the valleys, the deserts, the forests, the sky, the gravel, the air, and so on. Every part of the fiery hell seemed to be under the control of his divine sense. It was as though he had become Gaia. He had absolute control over this plane, and he could summon terrifying waves of energy at any time. With a single thought, he could turn the world upside down. Perhaps this was the power of the fiery hell. As long as he controlled the core, he could control everything in the fiery hell. What's this feeling? What a huge amount of energy. Is this the reward of the fiery hell's origin? Xiaoping's eyebrows twitched. At this time, when his body fused with the fiery hell's origin, an unimaginable amount of energy surged into his 9 violet mansions. It was like a flood, incomparably ferocious. It was as though his soul had communicated with the fiery hell's origin, and he was being rewarded by hell. An unparalleled will pierced through the void, surpassing all greatness. It was unstoppable. At the same time, a huge wave of energy descended, almost drowning the entire space. Truth be told, such a ferocious wave of energy was extremely violent. If it weren't for the fact that his body was as strong as a divine beast's, he definitely wouldn't have been able to withstand it. He would have exploded on the spot. Wonderful. This is a miraculous encounter. Xiaoping was extremely excited. He felt that this was a great opportunity. Previously, when he advanced to the middle stage of the Thunder Retribution realm, the 9 violet mansions in his body were too huge. They had accumulated a lot of energy. If he wanted to fill them up, he would have to spend at least thousands of years, and he would also need a lot of natural treasures. This was enough to make an ordinary sect spend all their wealth. But after obtaining the fiery hell's origin, he could communicate with the energy of the entire fiery hell. In an instant, the 9 violet mansions in his body were filled up with a huge amount of energy, filling every corner. Dong. After an unknown amount of time, when the energy in his body had reached its limit, a barrier shattered. The 9 violet mansions expanded into the void at the same time, and the surrounding chaotic airflow surged. Late-stage Thunder Retribution realm. Xiaoping was extremely excited. He felt that he had advanced to a new realm. He had already reached the late-stage Thunder Retribution realm. His energy, divine sense, and strength had all improved by leaps and bounds. First of all, his 9 violet mansions had doubled in size compared to before. Then, his divine sense was more than 9 times stronger than before. The tyrannical soul energy had almost solidified, shaking the void. He had even reached the realm of generating electricity in the void. With a slight movement of his divine sense, he could sweep a radius of 3 trillion kilometers. One should know that a distance of 1 light-year was only 94,600 billion kilometers. Now, his divine sense had covered a range of 1/3 of a light-year. If a Thunder Retribution realm expert knew about this, he would definitely faint from fright. He had never seen a Thunder Retribution realm cultivator with such a powerful divine sense. After receiving the blessing of the Hell's origin energy, Xiaoping's magic power had not only improved greatly, but his Golden Crow Hell bloodline had also awakened crazily. 10 million crystals, 30 million crystals, 50 million crystals, 100 million crystals in the end. He had awakened a total of 800 million Golden Crow Hell cells. So far, including the ones from before, he had awakened 4 billion Golden Crow Hell cells. A terrifying flame energy surged out of Xiaoping's body, spreading to his limbs and bones. It seemed as if the blood in his body had turned dark gold, filled with countless Golden Crow Hell runes. Chapter 2105. As expected of Flaming Hell's source energy. I have complete control over Flaming Hell now. Xia Ping clenched his fists and felt his body surging with abundant energy. Advancing to the lightning tribulation realm late stage had made his strength much stronger than before. Moreover, after refining flaming hell's source energy, he had complete control over this plane world. He could completely close the spatial passageway connecting this plane world to other world. If other fiendish demons came in from the outside world, he would be able to sense them immediately. Even with the help of flaming hell's source energy, he could vaguely sense the situation in the periphery of flaming hell. It was as if hell monsoons were blowing in the depths of the void at any time. Once ordinary demons left flaming hell, they would be killed immediately without the protection of the plane crystal wall. Even immortal rank demons would not be able to last for too long. The benefits of this source energy are too great. If I can conquer other planes of hell, my evolution speed will be even faster. Xia Ping narrowed his eyes. He finally understood why those overlord-rank fiendish demons loved to fight so much. Conquering other planes of hell brought too many benefits. Refining a plane of hell would allow one's cultivation to improve by leaps and bounds. Slime. At that moment, the golden slime jumped out of his body. It seemed to sense that the treasury contained many precious hell ores that would greatly benefit its growth. It raised its head and looked at Xia Ping. Go ahead and eat whatever you want. Xia Ping waved his hand. He did not care about the many hell treasures in the treasury at all. In any case, he would not be stingy with anything that was beneficial to the golden slime. Although these hell ores contained hell power and had a powerful corrosive effect on ordinary creatures, they were useless against special lifeforms like the golden slime. Any mineral that entered the golden slime's stomach would be rapidly digested and fused into its own power. Slime. The golden slime was very excited and immediately jumped over. It immediately turned into a blob of liquid and surrounded the many ores in the treasury, devouring them desperately. I need to enter seclusion for a while. Xia Ping felt that he had just broken through and needed some time to stabilize his sudden surge in cultivation. Otherwise, it would cause his foundation to become unstable. 1 month later. Time passed in the blink of an eye. Xia Ping advanced to the late stage of the Thunder Tribulation realm. It took him a month to completely consolidate his cultivation, familiarize himself with the surging power, magic power, and divine sense in his body, and integrate all the power. At this moment, he was much stronger than he was a month ago. Every single one of his movements seemed to exude the aura of agelessness. He was already getting closer and closer to the sempiternal realm. The lightning tribulation didn't come. However, Xia Ping was still puzzled by one thing. After he reached the late-stage Thunder Tribulation realm, he did not sense any Thunder Tribulation aura. System, why is this happening? Xia Ping asked. It's very simple. Because the host broke through in the Hell world and did not break through in the original universe, the origin of the universe was not alarmed, and the lightning tribulation could not descend. The system replied. Could it be that breaking through in the Hell world doesn't require me to undergo the lightning tribulation? Xia Ping's heart skipped a beat. If he ascended to the immortal realm in the infernal realm, wouldn't he not need to undergo the lightning tribulation? Host, this is impossible. The system replied. The host's soul was born in the universe. If the host wishes to transcend and separate his soul from the river of destiny, he must return to the original universe. If the host continues to stay in the Hell world, the host's strength might continue to grow. However, the host will never be able to transcend. In the end, the host will only decay and his lifespan will run out. Looks like if I want to transcend, I'll have to return to the original universe. Xia Ping understood. His soul was born in the original universe and had merged with the river of destiny of the original universe. If he wanted to transcend, he would have to return to the original universe. If he stayed in the Hell world, he would not be able to reach the grand completion realm. Moreover, even if the host breaks through in the Hell world, the power of the lightning tribulation will not disappear. Instead, it will continue to accumulate. When the host breaks through to the immortal rank, the power of the two lightning tribulations will be far beyond imagination. The system reminded. What? Xiaoping had thought that he would be able to avoid the lightning tribulation once. Unexpectedly, he still could not avoid it. The power of the lightning tribulation would continue to accumulate and erupt at the final moment. He could not even imagine how terrifying the power of the lightning tribulation would be when he broke through to the immortal rank. Looks like taking a shortcut is not beneficial. Xiaoping sighed. However, he had nothing to regret. It was just a lightning tribulation. He had lost count of how many times he had been struck by it. Even if the last lightning tribulation was incomparably powerful, he was not worried. Slime. At this time, the golden slime jumped out from the side and landed on Xiaoping's wrist. It turned into a bracelet again and wrapped around his right wrist. Waves of joy and excitement came from the depths of its heart. Because the benefits it obtained this time were too great. It had devoured the majority of the hell ores, nether stones and other rare materials in the treasury. These were all the treasures of the Lord-rank demons. Moreover, after a month of digesting, it had thoroughly mastered this power and made it its own. Its entire body was emitting golden light. Dense golden patterns appeared in the depths of its body. They seemed to form a huge and unfathomable array diagram. At the same time, its body also emitted waves of tyrannical sharpness. It was incomparably powerful. This kind of aura filled the surroundings. It seemed like it could advance at any time and reach the grand completion realm. It seems to be about to advance to the sacred tool level. Xiaoping narrowed his eyes. He felt that the golden slime had almost reached the peerless grade spirit tool level. It was only one step away from advancing to the sacred tool level. In other words, it was the sage realm. He believed that once the golden slime advanced to the sacred tool level, its strength would definitely undergo an earth-shaking change. It would be several times more powerful than an ordinary sacred tool. However, it is still lacking something. Xiaoping felt that the golden slime had already reached the standard for advancement. It had accumulated enough energy. However, it was still lacking something to break through this bottleneck. Thinking of this, he wanted to ask the experienced and knowledgeable Corinne. He reckoned that it knew a little more. What? The golden slime is about to advance? Chapter 2106. Yes, it is about to evolve, but it is still lacking something to advance. Xiaoping said in a deep voice. By the way, I also heard from the old master that although the golden slime evolves quickly and has almost no bottlenecks, it still needs a special opportunity to devour special metals if it wants to break through. Corinne said. What kind of metal does it need to devour? Xiaoping asked. I'm not sure. Corinne shook his head. Because there are too few people who have golden slime, and each of them is a big shot. The secret of them evolving the golden slime into a sacred artifact will naturally not be leaked. It indicated that it did not know this secret, which was also one of the top secrets of the universe. In other words, there is no way to know the opportunity for the golden slime to evolve? Xiaoping frowned. That's not the case. Have you forgotten? You are a disciple of the Holy Land of Taichu, which is the highest temple of the human race. We don't know, but the Holy Land of Taichu definitely knows. Corinne smiled slightly. Indeed. Hearing this, Xiaoping's spirit was lifted. Such a secret was indeed top secret for ordinary people. Even the previous saints did not know this secret. But the Holy Land of Taichu was different. Basically, as long as one's level was high enough, they could know most of the top secret information. Thinking of this, he did not plan to stay in the fiery hell. He immediately returned to Yanwang planet through the space channel because there was no way to connect to the universe virtual network in the infernal plane. Snap! After returning to Yanwang planet, Xia Ping immediately connected to the Universe Virtual Network and logged into the internal network of the Holy Land of Taichu to inquire about all the news about the golden slime. I see. Sure enough, Xia Ping learned a series of information about the golden slime. This was not a top-secret information in the Holy Land of the human race. It was just an anecdote, and anyone could inquire about it. This proved the power of the Holy Land of Taichu. For others, information that could not be obtained even if they tried, was just an anecdote in the Holy Land of Taichu. The gap was too big. To promote the golden slime to the sacred artifact level, in addition to a large number of precious ores, it also needs some special universe-grade metals as the key main material to establish the direction of the golden slime's future evolution. Xia Ping looked at the information on it. For example, by fusing the rare material of the universe, the life stone, the golden slime can evolve into a magic treasure with powerful healing abilities. Fusing with the object God's stone would allow the golden slime to evolve into a grotto heaven-level magic treasure. It would be able to carry a real spatial world with it, containing the power of a grotto heaven. Fusing with the soul stone will allow the golden slime to evolve into a soul tool. It will be able to use the power of the soul to attack the enemy. Its might is not to be underestimated. It is sinister and strange. Apart from these precious cosmic-grade ores, Xia Ping also saw some special ores. These could be the direction of the golden slime's evolution. Each direction would give the golden slimes different abilities. Among them, the most precious and highest level of evolution was to fuse with the Mother Earth Stone. This was because the Mother Earth Stone had the ability to encompass everything. It was like the Mother Earth God, able to contain countless abilities. For example, life stones, soul stones, and other such ores. Only those kinds of ores had strong exclusivity, and could not be fused with other ores. However, the Mother Earth Stone was different. Even if the golden slime devoured the Mother Earth Stone, it could still fuse with other types of ores and obtain countless abilities. Such power was naturally more terrifying than other ores. The problem was that the Mother Earth Stone was too precious. It might not appear even once in a billion years. Even sages would covet it and desire to obtain it. In fact, even though many golden slimes had appeared in history, none of them had ever devoured the Mother Earth Stone. The information regarding the Mother Earth Stone was merely the conjecture of a certain human race sage. It seems that in order for the golden slime to evolve, I will have to obtain the Mother Earth Stone. Xia Ping touched his chin. Since the golden slime wanted to become stronger, it naturally had to become the strongest. Devouring other ores would also allow it to evolve. However, he was still not satisfied. Although the Mother Earth Stone was extremely precious and might not appear even once in a billion years, and even sages would find it difficult to track its whereabouts, it was completely different for Xia Ping. He had the Compass of Wishes, which was a connate magic treasure. Could search for almost everything in the world. The ability of this magic treasure was truly powerful. This also gave him sufficient confidence to search for the Mother Earth Stone. Don't worry, little gold. I will help you evolve and become the strongest slime. Xia Ping clenched his fist. Slime. The golden slime cried out in excitement. However, it quickly quieted down. It was still digesting the hell ore that it had devoured. Only when its power reached its peak would it be able to break through in its best condition. Moreover, the hell ore was also extremely precious and difficult to digest. It would require a lot of time. One of the undying fruits seems to have ripened. At the thought of this, Xia Ping no longer cared about the golden slime's evolution. He recalled the World Tree. This time, it had captured a total of 19 immortal demons as captive. With the huge amount of energy and nutrients provided by them, the World Tree seemed to be able to produce one undying fruit every month. Although the speed was slow, it was still sustainable. In a year's time, he would be able to obtain at least 12 undying fruit. In 10 years' time, he would be able to obtain 120 undying fruit. God knows how many sages he would be able to produce. If he could capture even more immortal demons, he would be able to produce even more undying fruit. Although the undying fruits weren't that useful to him, it was different for the people around him. If anyone reached the lightning tribulation realm and consumed the undying fruits, they would be able to advance to the sage realm. By then, who knew how many sage-level existences would be by his side? Seems like if there's a chance, I'll have to conquer the other hellish planes. Xiaoping rubbed his chin. Flames of war could be seen in his eyes. However, it was still too early to talk about this. After all, he couldn't even find the other hellish planes, let alone start a war and kill the other immortal demons. However, Luna was still the leader of the fiery hell. She seemed to be excitedly searching for the other hellish planes, intending to start a war. With Luna in the fiery hell, she would probably discover the existence of the other hellish planes sooner or later. Right now, it was more important for him to find the Mother Earth Stone and let the golden slime evolve. Compass of Wishes. Chapter 2107. A few days later, in the Southern Universe, according to the instructions of the Wish Compass, Xiaoping took the stars and went directly to the area of the Southern Universe. He was surrounded by a boundless starry sky that was densely packed with stars. It looked very shocking. The Mother Earth Stone is actually in the Southern Universe? I wonder where it is? Xiaoping was very curious. He originally thought that a treasure like the Mother Earth Stone might only be found in the Central Universe, but now it seemed that he was thinking too much. Such a rare treasure could appear in any corner of the universe. It seems to be in the star field in front. As he got closer to the destination, the vibration of the wish compass became more and more intense. Xiaoping's divine sense could perceive that there seemed to be a strange and mysterious star field in the distance. Huh! Suddenly, Xiaoping passed by this place and immediately sensed that a black commercial spaceship had appeared in front of him. It seemed to be able to accommodate tens of thousands of people, but the situation of this spaceship was very bad. Because it was besieged by 5 or 6 pirate ships, it was riddled with holes and had nowhere to escape. Many of the passengers on the commercial spaceship seemed to be held hostage by these pirates. Originally, he didn't want to get involved in such things. After all, similar things happened all the time in the universe. Even if he wanted to, he couldn't manage it at all. However, when his divine sense penetrated the spaceship, he immediately found that there was a familiar aura on the spaceship. Su Mei and Qiuxiu were on this spaceship. However, it was very strange that with their strength, they could completely kill all these pirates, but they did not do so. Instead, they pretended to be weak women and hid in the crowd. Xiaoping touched his chin. He knew that the two of them must be planning something, so they pretended to be like this. However, what he liked to do most was to destroy other people's plans. He didn't know what Qiuxiu and Su Mei's expressions would be if they knew about this. Thinking of this, he immediately controlled the stars to attack these pirate ships. At this moment, on the black commercial spaceship, the entire spaceship was controlled by thousands of pirates, and all the passengers on the spaceship became hostages. Each of the pirates was fierce and murderous, and there were scars on their faces. Gaga, your spaceship has been hijacked by our fat sheep pirates. Don't act rashly, don't resist stubbornly, or you will all die. A pirate leader shouted loudly, murderous. That's right, if you cooperate obediently and let your family redeem you, then you still have a chance to live. If you dare to fight against our fat sheep pirates here, you will all die. Another pirate said coldly. Hee, our luck is really too good. We actually encountered such a spaceship on our way home. Isn't that right? Look at these guys, they're all dressed in suits and leather shoes. They must be very rich. Capture all of them. If they have money, ask their families to redeem them. If they don't, capture them. The men will be used as coolies, and the women will be sold as slaves. It can be considered a trade. As expected of the boss. He's practically squeezing this group of fat sheep to death, not letting go of even the slightest bit of profit. If we follow boss, we'll be able to eat and drink well. The other pirates looked at the passengers fiercely. They not only wanted to rob money but also did some kidnappings. Obviously, they were very greedy and wanted to eat everything. All the passengers on the spaceship were scared to death and their faces were pale. They were frightened to the extreme. They didn't expect that they would be so unlucky to meet pirates in this place. Some people were even scared to the point of incontinence. Some people have been killed because of their previous resistance. The captain and many guards on this spaceship were also subdued and couldn't move. Among the crowd, Chioshu and Su-mei were hiding inside and observing the surroundings very calmly. At this moment, the two of them had changed their appearance to that of ordinary women. Otherwise, according to their beauty, they would definitely be discovered and captured by the pirates in the first place. What should we do? Su-mei spoke with divine sense. The plan is very smooth. This ship is really targeted by the fat sheep pirate. Later, we will pretend to be captured and follow them into the nest of the 40 Pirate Alliance. Chioshu said in a deep voice and her eyes showed a glimmer of light. The so-called 40 Pirate Alliance is the famous 40 pirates of the Southern Universe. They formed a huge pirate alliance. They do all kinds of evil and have great power. It can be said that they are tyrannical in the Southern Universe and no one dares to provoke them. Their strength is comparable to a large holy sect. Even this alliance has the support of a saint, and their nest can be regarded as a no-go zone. If one is not recognized by the 40 Pirate Alliance, they can't enter at all. Therefore, in order to enter the nest of the 40 Pirate Alliance, Chioshu and Su-mei pretended to be captured by the pirates and calmly infiltrated in silently. On the surface, this is a very risky plan, but according to their strength and plan, they believe that if they are careful, these pirates can't stop their actions at all. After all, even if this pirate alliance has the support of a saint can't casually take action. The real enemies are these notorious pirates at the bottom. Okay, then wait. I believe we will be able to go in soon. Su-mei nodded. She is skilled and bold. Even if there may be an accident, with the strength of the fat sheep pirates, they can't stop them from leaving. At this time, the attack of the stars came over and a thick starlight blasted over, tearing the starry sky. Bang bang bang! The 6 pirate ships surrounding the black commercial spaceship were immediately pierced by the starlight, and the whole spaceship broke apart like fireworks. Suddenly, including the fat sheep pirates, Chioshu, Su-mei, and others, they were stunned and had no idea what happened. Boss, our ship was blown up? A pirate stammered as he looked at the spaceships of his pirate group being smashed outside. He wanted to cry but had no tears. With a slap, the pirate leader slapped him and made him dizzy. Shut up, don't I have fucking eyes? Can't I see it? Who is it? Which bastard is so wicked to blow up the spaceship of my fat sheep pirates? Do you know what force you have offended? I am a member of the 40 Pirate Alliance. Do you want to die? He roared. He was so angry that his heart was dripping blood. This is 6 spaceships, a total of 6 spaceships. Each spaceship is equipped with powerful technological weapons. They are armed to the teeth and are priceless. They are their livelihood. They specialize in robbing, burning, killing, and plundering. But now it's gone in an instant. All of them have turned into fireworks. Chapter 2108. Ah, come out, get out of here immediately. Which bastard is so hateful that he dared to blow up our spaceship? Do you want to die? Don't let us find you or you will die. You will be chased by the Pirate Alliance until you die. Many fat sheep pirates shouted angrily and gnashed their teeth. They were shocked and angry. They are also in the same boat with the fat sheep pirates. Now their spaceship is gone and their home is gone. The most important thing is that all the treasures they left on the spaceship are gone. This is equivalent to killing their whole family. One can imagine their anger at the moment. They were also shocked and didn't know why such a thing happened. Because the detection system on their spaceship is very powerful. If other spaceships approach, it will definitely be detected by the system. But now there is no movement and they don't know when the enemy appeared. Both Chioshu and Su-mei were stunned. They felt that this matter had become complicated. There might be a huge accident. How could someone appear at this time and blow up the pirate spaceship? Could it be that someone had done something righteous and heroic? Whiz. At this moment, a figure landed on the black commercial spaceship and a voice came out. I did that thing just now. What do you think? A young man in white appeared in front of many pirates. This person is Xiaoping, but he changed his appearance. No one knows him. What do you think? It turned out to be you, pretty boy. Go to hell. Many pirates are very fierce. They don't talk nonsense with the enemy. They are not interested in asking about the origin of the enemy. As soon as they make a move, they will put the enemy to death. They took out their laser guns and were about to shoot at Xiaoping when Xiaoping stopped them. Some of the more powerful pirates took out their magic weapons and tried to use their magical powers to kill them all. Xiaoping didn't even look at them. With a light palm, the whole void trembled. Boom, all the pirates present were stunned. They felt an irresistible force surging into their bodies and descending from the void. Their entire bodies seemed to be frozen, and the surrounding void was still. They couldn't move, and even their eyeballs couldn't move. These pirates didn't care about their strength. When this power penetrated into them, it produced a destructive wave. Their bodies were all smashed into pieces. In the next second, all the pirates were dead. Not a single one was left. They turned into a cloud of blood mist. Many of the passengers on the spaceship were dumbfounded. They couldn't believe their eyes. As soon as this mysterious person appeared, with just a light palm, all the pirates were dead. They didn't know what kind of terrifying power this was. No, it wasn't just tyrannical power, it was also used to the peak, reaching the acme of perfection. Only in this way can he kill all the pirates with one palm, and they are unscathed. Without a doubt, this was definitely a top powerhouse of the human race. At this moment, every passenger was ecstatic because after these pirates died, they were out of danger and would not be caught by these pirates. How could this be? Chioshu and Su-mei were extremely depressed. They originally wanted to take the opportunity to sneak into the 40 Pirate Alliance and follow this group of pirates, but the sudden appearance of this mysterious person disrupted their entire plan. But they also have no way. They can only say that no matter how perfect the plan is, there will always be accident. They can only wait for the next opportunity. Whiz. Just as they were thinking about the next plan, a figure appeared in front of them. It was Xiaoping. What? Chioshu and Su-mei were immediately shocked. They didn't know why this mysterious powerhouse in front of them would stare at them. They suddenly became a little nervous. Beauty, are you interested in finding a place to get to know each other? I promise that I will only enter your body and will never enter your life. This will be a wonderful experience. Xiaoping smiled slightly and reached out to gently lift Chioshu's smooth chin. Bah, rogue! Suddenly, Chioshu was angry. She didn't care about the difference in strength between the two sides. She kicked fiercely, which contained a terrible explosive force. It seemed that the spaceship couldn't bear it. Unfortunately, when this kick landed on Xiaoping's body, it was like falling into a swamp. All the power was devoured cleanly. It seemed that no matter how powerful Chioshu was, she couldn't shake this existence in front of her. How can this be? Only then did Chioshu realize how powerful this person in front of her was. After a series of fortuitous encounters, her cultivation had reached the golden elixir realm. Her body had condensed many magic arrays. Every move of hers contained the power to affect the chi of heaven and earth. Her soul was also strong enough to communicate with dimensions. With such strength, even in the universe, she couldn't be considered an ant. Especially among the mortals, she was definitely an elite expert. She couldn't be underestimated. But in front of this mysterious person in front of her, she couldn't do anything at all. One could imagine that the gap between the two sides was unimaginably big. At this time, Su Mei's heart moved. She seemed to have sensed something. The aura that Xia Ping leaked had triggered a mysterious energy in the depths of her body. Xia Ping, is it you? She used her divine sense, and her beautiful eyes stared at Xia Ping. Xia Ping? Qiushu's heart skipped a beat. She also heard Su Mei's divine sense transmission. She didn't know why she was getting more and more familiar with this person in front of her. Even though his appearance had changed and his body shape was different, his aura wouldn't change. In particular, they had cultivated the telepathy heart technique. There was a special connection between their minds. With a thought, she used the telepathy heart technique and indeed resonated with the person in front of her. I've been discovered? I didn't expect to be exposed so quickly. Xia Ping regretfully said. It seemed like the telepathic heart technique had a great influence on him. It seemed like even the non-phase mask was unable to avoid this influence. This was a kind of mysterious force on the spiritual level, even more mysterious and unfathomable. It's really you, you bastard. Qiushu was even angrier. She was embarrassed and annoyed. She felt that she had been played by this bastard man in front of her. He actually dared to tease her in public. He was shameless to the extreme. At that moment, she wanted to bite him and eat him up. This isn't the place to talk. Let's go. Without waiting for Qiushu to make a move, Xia Ping grabbed Qiushu and Su Mei and instantly left the spaceship, returning to the myriad stars. The passengers on the black commercial spaceship looked at each other, not knowing what had happened. It seemed that this mysterious expert had taken the two women and left. Chapter 2109. On the Stars. Xia Ping quickly caught Qiushu and Su Mei. The two of them looked at Xia Ping angrily, their faces flushed with anger as if they wanted to beat him up. Tell me, what's going on? Why are you two lying on the spaceship? What bad things are you up to? Xia Ping asked with a straight face. What do you mean by lying? Who can lie more than you? Su Mei said disdainfully. You're right. Who can do more bad things than you? Qiushu chuckled. Xia Ping was so thick-skinned that even a Star Destroyer cannon couldn't penetrate it. How could he be embarrassed by a few sarcastic words? He was very calm and proud of himself. After asking for a while, he finally knew the purpose of Su Mei and Qiushu. Turned out that the two of them had once been on a green tree planet. With the help of a little girl, Ruth, they ended up obtaining a purple dragon emperor ginseng and had a huge fortuitous encounter. With the help of this 100,000-year-old peerless elixir, their cultivation levels advanced by leaps and bounds, all the way to the Golden Core realm. However, they didn't expect that not long after they left that planet, they would be attacked by a group of pirates called the Black Fox Pirates. Several cities and countless villages were captured and enslaved. Among them was the little girl from the Treant clan, Ruth. After receiving the news, Su Mei and Qiushu were extremely anxious and immediately chased after the little girl, trying to rescue her. After all, Ruth had done them a great favor. However, they didn't expect the Black Fox Pirates to be a famous pirate group in the Southern Universe and even a member of the 40 Pirates Alliance. They had a large number of people, were deeply rooted, and had a deep background. Ordinary people couldn't shake them. Even ordinary people from saint-level sects would find it extremely difficult to deal with the Pirate Alliance. However, they didn't want to deal with the entire Pirate Alliance. They just wanted to rescue the little girl, Ruth. In order to break into the nest of the 40 Pirates Alliance, they had put in a lot of effort. They wanted to sneak in as captives and search for Ruth's whereabouts without anyone knowing. However, they met Xia Ping before the plan even started, causing the plan to be aborted. I see, it's to save someone. It's very simple, just leave it to me. Xia Ping patted his chest. You're willing to help? Qiushu asked in surprise. It wasn't that she didn't believe in Xia Ping's strength, but this guy was simply a bastard who wouldn't get up early without benefits. How could he help others so easily? Of course I'm willing. It's nothing much, but there's no such thing as a free lunch in this world. After we save that Ruth or whatever it is, you're going to give me 3 soccer kids." Xiaoping rolled his eyes and put forward his own conditions. He felt that saving the little girl Ruth was just a matter of convenience. According to the wish compass, the Mother Earth Stone was most likely in the lair of the 40 thieves. If they wanted to fight for the Mother Earth Stone, they would definitely clash with the 40 Great Bandits. Since that was the case, it was not a big deal to save the little girl, and he could also get 2 beautiful women. No matter how he looked at it, it was a good thing to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Bah! Qiushu and Su Mei spat. Their pretty faces turned red. They wanted to bite this bad egg. Give birth to 3 soccer kids? What did he think they were? Even a sow wouldn't give birth to so many. Oh right, I seem to remember something. Did you meet with my sister Suji before? Last time when you met her, her expression seemed very strange, as if she was restless. Did you do something to her? Su Mei looked at Xiaoping with a slightly dangerous expression. That's right. Jiang Yaru, Nangong Wu, and Chu Rong are also very strange. They always say some inexplicable things. From time to time, they would be absent-minded, and their faces would turn red. They even couldn't help but scold some bastard. Could it be that you did something bad to them? Qiushu also narrowed her eyes as she thought of this matter. As a woman's sixth sense, she always felt that this matter was very strange. If you want to take both sisters and bully my sister, then don't blame me for being impolite. You can forget about that harmful thing on your body. Su Mei said through clenched teeth. Killing intent leaked out from between her teeth. Xiaoping coughed, a little guilty. He felt that it was better to talk about saving people. A few hours later, Xiaoping, Qiushu, and Su Mei came to an agreement. They would save people unconditionally, and this family matter would be put aside for the time being. After all, saving people was more important. Who knew what would happen to Ruth if they delayed it for a while? She might even be sold to another corner of the universe as a slave. At that time, in the vast universe, it would be very difficult to find her whereabouts. Whoosh! The stars were extremely fast. They immediately flew toward the star field where the 40 Pirates Alliance was located. Xiaoping looked into the distance. In front of the stars, they had arrived at a mysterious star field nearby. He immediately sensed that there was a vast restrictive formation in the distance. It covered the void, and there was almost no gap. Any spaceship that tried to get close would be blocked. In the distant void, a huge invisible space barrier appeared. Ordinary power could not shake the power of this formation. Hell's golden crow eyes. Xiaoping's eyes penetrated the void, penetrated the space barrier, and directly saw the scene in the depths of this restrictive formation. There were a total of 30,000 planets inside. Each planet was distributed in a different location. They formed the nodes of the formation and provided endless energy for the formation. Each planet was filled with an intense fiendish aura. It seemed to communicate with the blood fiend dimension and condense the fiendish aura of heaven and earth. It was an extremely fiendish place. If an enemy barged in, they would immediately be ambushed and devoured by the formation. Even an immortal saint would be trapped in the formation and fall into a bitter battle. It seems that this so-called 40 Pirates Alliance has experts. Xiaoping narrowed his eyes. It was no wonder that this pirate alliance could run amok to this day. They had an immortal saint supporting them, and it was not just one immortal saint. It seemed that the depths of this nest contained a huge secret and unfathomable killing intent. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. At this moment, thousands of pirate ships appeared nearby. Each pirate ship was extremely ferocious. They were armed to the teeth, and there were traces of damage everywhere. It was obvious that they had experienced countless battles. As if sensing the approaching pirate ships, a gap opened in the depths of the void. It was like a huge beast opening its mouth, and it was enough to accommodate many pirate ships. It's this place. Su Mei and Qiushu both became nervous. It was precisely because the security was so tight that they tried everything to enter, even taking a huge risk. Enter. Xia Ping moved his thoughts and controlled the stars. The numerous stars immediately concealed their aura, compressed the size of their spaceship, and quietly followed behind these pirate ships, quietly entering. Chapter 21:10. After entering the 40 Pirate Alliance's starfield, one of the spaceships belonged to the Banana Pirate. There was a yellow banana carved on the hull. It was quite famous in the One Piece world. Haha, we finally returned to the pirate starfield. This place is our paradise. That's right. As long as we can return to this place, no matter what bad things we do outside, those human sects and countries won't be able to send people to capture us. This place is simply heaven. As long as you have money, you can eat and drink well. Jia, we made a lot of money this time. After going back, we must enjoy ourselves. I have been coveting the beauties in that nightclub for a long time. It seems that there are beauties of all races. That's for sure. At this moment, they returned with a full load. They robbed a commercial spaceship and obtained a huge amount of treasure. Now, they were holding a celebration on the spaceship. Every pirate was in high spirit. At this moment, a figure flashed, broke through the space, and directly entered the spaceship. Boom! Suddenly, ripples appeared in the space of the spaceship. This was a powerful spiritual fluctuation. An illusion world descended and enveloped the entire spaceship. Immediately, all the pirates fell into the illusion and were unable to extricate themselves. The person who appeared here was Xia Ping. Is it over? With a whoosh, Qiushu and Su Mei jumped out of the void and arrived on the spaceship. Well, it's done. Now that they are under my illusion, they are already my puppets. I can ask them anything I want. Xia Ping said confidently. After advancing to the late stage of the Thunder Retribution realm, his spiritual power skyrocketed. His illusion realm has almost reached the point of passing off the fake as the real thing. Not to mention these small pirates, even the immortal saints may not be able to resist his illusion. The reason why he controlled these pirates is that he is not familiar with the specific situation of this starfield. To avoid unnecessary trouble, he decided to first capture the pirates of a spaceship and learn various information about this starfield from them. Thinking of this, he waved his hand and said, "Who is the leader of this ship?" "I am the captain of this pirate ship, Letty." At this time, a middle-aged man in a suit walked over. He had blonde hair and blue eyes. There was a scar on his face. He held a cane in his hand and had a fierce look on his face. But at this moment, his eyes were filled with confusion. He had completely fallen into the illusion, treating Xia Ping as the closest person to him. "Very well, tell me about the specific situation of this pirate starfield," Xia Ping asked. After a while, from Captain Letty's mouth, they also learned a little information about the pirate starfield. First of all, although this starfield is known as the 40 Pirate Alliance, in fact, it is the gathering place of most of the pirates in the South Universe. Not only are there the 40 Pirate Alliance, but there are also countless pirates joining in. They are countless small pirates who are protected by the 40 Pirate Alliance. It can be said that this star field is a paradise for pirates in the Southern Universe, a paradise for crime. No matter what crimes are committed outside, no one will pursue them in this place. Moreover, it was very easy to join the 40 Thieves Alliance. One only needed to become a member and register. They seemed to be thirsty for talents and didn't care about the quality of their subordinate. This has also led to the Pirate Star territory being a mix of crooks and honest people, with all kinds of criminals. However, if they weren't from the 40 Great Bandit Alliance, they would definitely be hunted down once they entered. There would be no place to hide. "What about the Black Fox Pirates, who are they?" Qiushu asked immediately. The Black Fox Pirates can be regarded as one of the 3 strongest pirate groups in the 40 Pirate Alliance. Speaking of this, Captain Letty showed a look of worship. They have many strong subordinates, a total of 100,000 spaceships, almost across the entire South Universe, and even other regions of the universe have their branches. And their main business is the slave trade. Ordinary pirates only rob spaceships, but they are different. They directly rob the entire planet, burning, killing, and looting. I don't know how many human countries have been killed by the Black Fox pirate. He said that the Black Fox pirates are very cruel and have the strength to compete with a human country. They killed one planet after another and don't know how many people died in their hand. It can be said that the Black Fox pirates can be regarded as the largest slave trading organization in the South Universe. They have monopoly privileges and are inextricably linked to the major forces in the South Universe. This is a super pirate organization that countless pirates are eager to join. Where is the headquarters of the Black Fox pirates? Where do they usually put the slaves they captured? Sume narrowed her eyes and asked. On the pirate planet, Captain Letty said in a deep voice. This is the largest planet in the pirate starfield, and it is also the center of business and political power. In fact, it is not only the Black Fox pirate. The headquarters of the 40 pirate groups are on this planet. There are many powerful people and pirate. As for the other planets, they are just small pirate groups? Young Mao Injian. As for where they put the slaves they captured, it is actually a well-known thing. They are generally placed in the slave arena, where the slaves of their respective powerful races can fight bloody battles. At the same time, they can also trade all kinds of slave girls. Many slave merchants from all over the universe will come to the slave arena to trade. He showed a trace of envy, as if living on the pirate planet is an incomparably glorious thing. But Xia Ping can hear that it is obviously not only pirates who can enter and leave this place, but also dark merchants from all over the universe. They are all doing some shameful business. After all, these pirates must find a channel to sell the things they robbed. This is the so-called selling stolen goods, so it is natural for them to collude with the powerful people from all over the universe. Then can you enter the pirate planet? Qiushu asked. Of course, there is no problem. All of us pirates can go to the pirate planet to spend money and trade. The problem is that the place is too expensive. Accommodation, food, and so on are very expensive. It is not a place that we small pirates can stay for a long time. Captain Letty said helplessly. At most, we can stay for a few days and then we will go bankrupt. This is the cruelty of the world of pirate. If you have no money, you will be very miserable wherever you go. Very well, then we are a member of the Banana Pirates, and we are one of the top members, and I am your real master behind the scenes. Xia Ping decided to pretend to be one of the members of the Banana Pirates and sneak into the pirate planet to find the girl Ruth. Yes, master. Chapter 21:11. Pirate Planet. Slave Arena. Black Fox Pirates Headquarters in a huge cage. He saw that there were many slaves and women imprisoned around the cages. They came from different races and were densely packed together. The number of people had already exceeded 100,000. This was simply a huge slave market. These young female slaves were tied with shackles, chains, slave collars, and so on, so they couldn't run away. Even if they ran away, they could immediately detonate the slave collars, blowing up the young female slaves, leaving nothing behind. It's over, it's all over. We were caught by the notorious Black Fox pirates. We can't run away. We will be sold all over the universe. No one will be able to find us again. Yes, we will be put on the auction stage. Those rich people in the universe will auction below. But isn't slavery abolished long ago? How dare these bastards do such a thing? They are pirates, they dare not do anything, they simply do all kinds of evil. Is there no one who can control them? It's useless, they have run amok in the universe for many years, even human countries can't do anything to them. It is said that they have a saint behind them, they are so unscrupulous. Many slaves were frightened and extremely uneasy, some even hugged each other. It seems that only this can temporarily relieve their inner uneasiness. How could this be? I just saw a recruitment notice on the network, saying that I can become a big star. I didn't expect to become a slave, let me out. A slave shouted. She was born in a humble family, she wanted to find a high-paying job to make up for her family, she didn't expect to come to the interview place to be caught and ended up in this ghost place. It's useless, they are pirates, they kill people, they killed my brother, my parents, and even my grandfather, I can't live under the same sky with them. A young woman clenched her fists, she has a blood feud with the Black Fox pirates. Damn Black Fox pirates, one day, I will never let them go. How could this be? I'm worthless, I'm not worth anything at all. Hurry up and let us go, otherwise the police will not let you go. You devils! Some slave girls cried out in grief. They were just ordinary people living in a peaceful place, but it was because of the appearance of the Black Fox pirates that everything was destroyed. Shut up. If you dare to utter another word, I'll kill all of you. A jailer shouted with a murderous look in his eyes. It was obvious that he was a ruthless killer. He immediately scared all the slaves and young women. TSK, don't be angry. These slaves are high-quality goods. They are goods that can be sold for a high price. You can't treat them so roughly. Next to him, a fat pirate with big ears and a thick gold necklace around his neck walked out and laughed. His pair of small eyes flashed with the light of a Japanese merchant, looking very greedy. Supervisor. The surrounding prison guards all stepped forward and saluted respectfully. Keep an eye on them, these young slave girls will be auctioned tonight. At that time, there will be high officials and nobles from all over the universe auctioning them on the internet. Don't let them get hurt and don't let them commit suicide or harm themselves. Otherwise, it will lower the price of these goods and make those big shots unhappy. Do you understand? The fat pirate reminded. His face was very serious. Don't worry, Supervisor, if any guy dares to mess around, I will immediately inject hallucinogen into them. At that time, they won't be able to move. The jailer laughed. The so-called hallucinogen is actually a drug with a strong effect. Once it is injected, these young slave girls will not be able to move even if they have a strong will to resist. Very good with you here, I'm relieved. By the way, how is the young Treant girl Ruth? Did she resist? There is a big man who likes her. After all, the Treants are a very precious race. They are not easy to get. The fat supervisor asked. Don't worry, Supervisor, I have already arranged for the young Treant girl, but it is strange that she is very calm and didn't yell like other young slave girls. The jailer said with a little doubt. It's nothing strange. It's good that she didn't yell. Even if she has any tricks up her sleeves, in short, we will sell her today and make a lot of money. The fat supervisor was too lazy to care so much, all he cared about was business. Yes, Supervisor. The jailer nodded and then the supervisor left. In the deepest part of the cage, a young Treant girl was sitting quietly in the corner. She had emerald green hair, very fluffy. She seemed to be 12 or 13 years old, and she was wearing black steel shackles. Sister. The young Treant girl squeezed her fist. She was not as calm as she looked on the surface. After all, she was only about 13 years old. Her family was destroyed and she was captured as a slave. It was impossible for her to calm down. Only the amber necklace in her hand seemed to give her a trace of courage. Lord God seems to be here. Suddenly, the Treant young woman raised her head. She seemed to have sensed something and was very happy. Her emerald green hair trembled and fluttered in the air, blossoming with bursts of green light and exuding endless vitality. Suddenly, all the injuries on her body healed, and an infinite power poured out of her. At the moment, on the other side, the banana pirate ship soon arrived on the planet and came to the port. They saw a dense number of pirates around the port, all of them were fierce and exuding a murderous aura. Obviously, they are all murderous people. They are all wanted criminals in the universe. If someone sweeps here with a gun, it is guaranteed that no one who dies is innocent. Master, this is the pirate planet. As for the slave arena, it is not far ahead. Captain Letty said respectfully to Xia Ping. Very good, you go ahead, I will go by myself. Xia Ping waved his hand and let Letty leave. Since they have come to the pirate planet, Letty is useless. Yes. The surrounding group of pirates quickly left. Huh. Xia Ping's heart moved. Suddenly, the world tree in the depths of his sea of consciousness shook. It seems that a wisp of aura has triggered the power of the world tree. It seems that something in this place is attracting it. What's wrong? Qiushu and Su Mei saw that Xia Ping's expression was a little wrong. Nothing, I just have a special feeling about this planet. Xia Ping narrowed his eyes. Let's go to the slave arena. Chapter 21:12. It didn't take long for Xia Ping, Su Mei, and Autumn Snow to come near the slave arena. It was a slave trading market, and it was magnificent everywhere. However, this place was heavily guarded, and there was a powerful defense system installed in the surroundings. There were also a large number of guards with guns in their hands, and they looked like fiends. It seems that there are not many people who can enter this place. Stop, you guys, what are you doing here? Don't you know that outsiders are not allowed to enter? Immediately, a few pirate soldiers in front of them shouted and stopped Xia Ping and others from approaching. Isn't there a slave trade here? We are here to buy slaves. Xia Ping asked. Buy slaves? Which pirate group are you from? A pirate soldier asked. Banana pirates. Xia Ping replied. The banana pirates, is that the poor and despicable pirate group? Suddenly, the pirate soldier showed a disgusted look and waved his hand. You want to buy slaves with your poor appearance? Don't joke around, don't you know that this is a high-class place? We are not selling ordinary slaves, each of them is worth a lot of money. Hurry up and get out of here, otherwise don't blame me for being rude. He obviously looks down on these third-rate pirates. In this starfield, third-rate pirates represent gangsters. They are at the bottom of the hierarchy. They have no money except for eating and drinking. Money is not a problem, I don't have anything else on me, but I have too much money, I'm afraid I can't spend it. Xia Ping stood with his hands behind his back. Keep bragging, I'm listening. The pirate soldier sneered. With a whiz, Xia Ping took out a small bag of crystal-fragrant rice from his body and presented it in front of the pirate soldier. Suddenly, the air exuded a rich fragrance of spirit rice, which shocked the pirate soldier. What? This is crystal rice, the top spirit rice, even a small bag is worth a lot of money, at least millions of universe coins. Where did you get it? Did you rob a child of a big family? Seeing this bag of spirit rice, the pirate soldier's eyes almost popped out and he couldn't wait to grab it and take it for himself. Because it wasn't as simple as rice, it was the highest grade of spiritual rice. Every grain was worth a fortune, and that was money. You don't have to worry about that. I have a lot of spirit rice like this. It's more than enough to buy 8 or 10 beautiful female slaves. Xia Ping took back the spirit rice, looking like he was rich and overbearing. Lucky bastard. Go in. The nearby pirate soldiers were so jealous that their intestines turned green. They knew that this bastard must have been lucky enough to rob a child of a big family. Otherwise, how could he get so much precious spirit rice and suddenly make a huge windfall? Since they knew that the other party was rich, they could not stop this guy from entering, so they could only let him go. What dogsh *t luck. You can't eat the grapes and say that the grapes are sour. Like you, low-level soldiers, even if you join the big pirates, you will still be at the bottom all your life, guarding the door. Do you want to change your job? For example, be my doorkeeper. I can double your salary. Xia Ping was arrogant. *ck. This bitch. Look at your sister's door. The surrounding pirate soldiers were so angry that their faces turned green. This guy is actually a villain. He has a few stinky money and he actually began to show off in front of them. He even wants to hire them to guard the door. It's really outrageous. They can't wait to rush up and beat this kid, but the Black Fox pirates have strict rules. They don't dare to casually make a move, lest they violate the rules and be severely punished. After saying this, Xia Ping didn't look at the reaction of these pirates and directly walked in with Qiushu and Su Mei, looking like a nouveau riche, arrogant as he can be. Damn, this banana pirate's bastard is too arrogant. It's really annoying. That's right, he just got lucky and robbed a rich man. He became rich overnight. He actually showed off in front of us and asked us to guard the door. I look at his face. A man's wealth is his own ruin. This brat is dead for sure. I'll rob him later and take away all his goods. Let's see if he can still be so arrogant then. That's a good idea. Once he is alone, we will rob him. Anyway, he is just a small member of the banana pirate. Jihuai Dust? CK-me is a coward. Several Black Fox Pirates soldiers next to him showed a sinister smile. They planned to rob Xia Ping later. They wanted to take advantage of him. At this moment, Xia Ping, Qiushu, and Su Mei walked into the slave market. They saw that this market is extremely huge. It covers an area like a forbidden city. Steel cages are built everywhere. Inside the cages are slaves who have been captured from all over the universe. These slaves are all tied with handcuffs and shackles. Their clothes are ragged and they look dispirited. There are spacious roads between the cages for guests to choose slaves. It's like entering a zoo and you can see both sides. It had to be said that the business in this place was very good. Many slave traders from all over the universe appeared in this place to bargain with the Black Fox pirate. At this time, a middle-aged fat man with a big belly and a gold chain around his neck came in front of him. He was followed by 3 men and went straight to Xia Ping. You are a member of the banana pirate. Do you have crystal rice on you? Is this true or false? How much do you have? The middle-aged fat man went straight to the point. He got the information from his men and immediately rushed over. So much that you can't eat it, Xia Ping said with a smile. Brother, you must be joking. You don't know how powerful our Black Fox pirates are. We can eat as much as we want. The middle-aged fat man said proudly. Obviously, he is very confident in the financial resources of the Black Fox pirate. I won't talk nonsense with you. Xia Ping waved his hand. I'm here just to buy some special slaves. I don't know if you have any? The price is not a problem at all. Special slaves? What special slaves do you want? There are slaves from all major races in the universe. I'm afraid you don't have enough money. The middle-aged fat man's eyes turned and revealed a glimmer of light. Not enough? Is this enough? With a snap, Xia Ping waved his hand and immediately took out a large bag of crystal rice from his body and smashed it on the ground. The dust splashed on the ground, at least hundreds of kilograms. What? The eyes of the surrounding pirates were green. Just a small bag of crystal rice was worth millions of universe coins. Now there is a big bag, hundreds of kilograms. How much is it worth? It is simply unimaginable. Interesting, it seems that you really came prepared. Tell me, what slaves do you want? Chapter 21:13. Treant slave, I got the news that you caught a treant here, so I want to buy her. Xia Ping said straightforwardly. You are well informed, we just caught a treant slave, how do you know? The middle-aged fat man was surprised. He didn't expect his internal information to be leaked out. It was incredible that a small banana pirates knew about it. Qiushu and Su Mei suddenly felt nervous and looked at each other. Ruth is really here, but it's not necessarily, it may be another treant. They can't be happy for the time being. They still tried to hide their emotions. Snakes have their own ways and rats have their own ways. It's not a big deal to know some information. With money you can buy any information. Xia Ping said carelessly. Just tell me, how much does it cost to buy that treant tribe slave? This is a big deal, we can't talk about it here. Let's go to the VIP room to talk. The middle-aged fat man made an inviting gesture. Okay. Xia Ping nodded and followed the middle-aged fat man in front of him all the way to the deepest part of the market, a spacious and magnificent VIP room. The noise around them suddenly disappeared. They were the only ones left around, and the Black Fox pirate. To be honest, it's not impossible for you to buy the Treant slave, but now there is a problem. That is, the Treant slave is favored by a big man. He paid a lot of money to reserve it tonight. We can't break our promise. The middle-aged fat man's eyes turned and said, "Just tell me, how much do you need?" Xia Ping saw at a glance that the fat man wanted to raise the price. "Well, the price doesn't matter, it depends on your sincerity. If your sincerity is enough, we may give up such a big customer and give up the reputation we have accumulated over the years." The middle-aged fat man said with a smile. He kicked the ball back. He refused to tell the real price. "Interesting, I have seen a lot of greedy people, but I have never seen someone as greedy as you. But I have money. Do you think such a 100,000-year-old elixir is enough?" Xia Ping didn't change his expression. He took out a 100,000-year-old elixir, ice grass, and suddenly the depths of the void were filled with a bone-penetrating chill. It seemed that the ground was frozen. "What? This is a 100,000-year-old spirit herb, ice grass. It contains the power of the 9 heavens. Consuming it will immediately increase one's magic power by several thousand years. It's a peerless spirit herb that even Thunder Retribution Realm experts covet. It's priceless, truly priceless. Heavens! I have only seen 100,000-year-old spiritual herbs in auctions. No one would sell or trade them in the real world. This is too ridiculous. There was once a person who was willing to use a commercial planet to exchange for a 100,000-year-old spirit herb, but he was unable to exchange for it. The value is just that shocking." Suddenly, many of the Black Fox pirates present were short of breath, and their eyes were red. It seemed that they couldn't believe what they saw. A 100,000-year-old elixir was too scary. However, this was nothing to Xia Ping, who knew how many were planted in the space of the mountain and river pearl. "Interesting." The fat middle-aged man's eyes revealed a greedy glint. His breathing quickened as he said, "If it's really 100,000 years old frigid ice grass, then it's more than enough to buy a Treant tribe slave. However, I need to appraise it to see if it's real." "That's not a problem." Xia Ping handed over the elixir. The fat middle-aged man took it and looked at it carefully. His small eyes immediately became sharp. "Yes, this is indeed 100,000 years old frigid ice grass, but it's stolen goods. It was stolen from the treasure house of the Black Fox pirate. Just 3 days ago, we lost a lot of treasures in the treasure house of the Black Fox pirate. There was crystal rice and this 100,000 years old frigid ice grass, but we couldn't find the thief. I didn't expect you to come to us in person today. Your courage is really fat. Now that you are caught red-handed, I want to see what else you can say. Immediately take it down for me." He yelled and stared at Xia Ping with a murderous look. "What bullshit stolen goods? This is our treasure. How could it be lost by your Black Fox pirates? Do you want to rob us? Do you want to lose all the credibility of the Black Fox pirates?" Qiushu scolded. She didn't expect this group of pirates to be so lawless. "They want to rob us. They don't want to give the slaves, and they even want to swallow the elixir. I advise you not to act rashly. If you want to frame us, you have to look at the person. Don't do something that you will regret," Su Mei said coldly, warning the Black Fox pirates. "Don't act rashly?" Hearing this, a pirate suddenly laughed. "Who do you think you are? 2 or 3 people, a small role in a third-rate pirate group. You dare to threaten us? Have you measured your own strength? What a joke. Can't you see the current situation? Don't do something that you will regret. Even if we kill you, who would dare to say anything to the Black Fox pirates?" "That's right. Even if we kill you, I guarantee that your captain won't even dare to fart." Many members of the Black Fox pirates laughed as if they were watching a few jokes. They were fearless and unscrupulous. They didn't care about the thoughts of Xia Ping and others at all. "Don't talk nonsense. Immediately arrest these 3 little thieves. Torture them and force them to tell us where the stolen goods are. The middle-aged fat man ordered his men to capture all three of them. The reason why he took the three of them into the VIP room before was not to trade with them. He was just worried that there would be too many guests outside. If he forced them, it would cause adverse effects and destroy the reputation of the Black Fox pirate. However, it was different in the VIP lounge. There were few people around. If they were to make a move here, no one would be able to help them. This group of people could only let them do whatever they wanted. As soon as his voice fell, Xia Ping made a move and gently pointed. Dong. Suddenly, the middle-aged fat man's chest was pierced and his heart was crushed. A large amount of blood flowed out and dyed the ground red. I'm dead. You damn bitch, you dare to kill me? You dare to kill me in the base camp of the Black Fox pirates? The middle-aged fatty was dumbfounded. He simply didn't dare to imagine that this damned third-rate slut would actually dare to attack him, explode his heart with a single move, and kill him on the spot. A strong pain quickly spread throughout his body. I don't dare to kill you? Who do you think you are? Your captain is here. If I want to kill you, do I still need to discuss with you? You want to learn from others? You don't know what kind of virtue you have. Xia Ping gently waved his hand and with a bang, the middle-aged fat man's body was immediately torn apart and completely shattered. Chapter 21:14. In the arena. For a time, all the pirates in the slave arena heard the alarm and quickly rushed over. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. In less than a minute, powerful pirates appeared nearby. They were all high-level members of the Black Fox pirates. They quickly rushed over to see what was going on. They're all masters. Su Mei and Qiushu's faces were solemn. They could sense that the newcomers were very powerful. They were at least in the golden elixir realm and had condensed powerful spells. Moreover, each of them seemed to contain a mountain of corpses and a sea of blood, as well as a boundless killing intent. It could be imagined that they were all extremely cruel and murderous. Damn it, who is it? How dare they kill people in the territory of the Black Fox pirates? Surrender immediately and kneel down to beg for mercy. Otherwise, I'll kill your entire family and your entire clan. Attack. Capture this guy. I want him to be stuck between life and death. One by one, the senior G division of the Black Fox pirates rushed over, fierce and fast as thunder. S3. When they came to the VIP room and saw Xia Ping, Qiushu, and Su Mei standing there, they immediately knew that these three must be the culprits. They didn't say anything and attacked on the spot. Boom. Suddenly, the entire arena shook as if there was a super earthquake. All the chi of heaven and earth swept over, forming a terrible storm that covered the sky and covered the earth. One terrifying divine ability after another blasted over, interweaving with each other. Like a meteor shower, they blasted towards Xia Ping and the other two, causing all the energy in the world to explode. They didn't have any intention of holding back at all. Their attacks were fatal. Insignificant trick. Who gave you the courage to attack me? Xia Ping sighed. If it was a few years ago, these people could still pose a threat to him. But now, they were nothing more than ants. He took a deep breath and blew it out. Rumble. Suddenly, the sky and earth shook and the stars fell. It seemed to have formed an apocalyptic storm. The wind whistled and every airflow formed a terrible wind blade, cutting the space. Bang, bang, bang. In an instant, all the divine ability formations shattered and turned into a ball of vital energy. Dozens of senior G Division members of the Black Fox pirates who came from afar showed a horrified expression. Their bodies immediately collapsed, inch by inch, and all of them exploded. They couldn't even resist for a second. Even the huge buildings in the distance were destroyed, all collapsing and turning into rubble. The ground seemed to have countless shocking cracks that were several kilometers long. These were all traces left behind by the wind blades. It was as if a massive earthquake had occurred, destroying everything in its path. Too strong. Qiushu and Su Mei were both dumbfounded. They also knew that Xia Ping's current strength was not what it used to be. He had already reached the martial arts realm of the human clans almighty. However, this was the first time they had seen Xiaoping in action. They did not expect him to be so powerful. Even in the universe, such strength could be considered a tyrannical existence. The aura that triggered the world tree seems to be underground. Xiaoping moved his mind and stepped on the ground. Thump thump thump. Chapter 21:15. Such an intense battle and strong energy fluctuations swept through the entire pirate planet, alarming the 40 pirate lord. All the pirates knew about this matter. Omega Delta. Omega! My God, what the hell happened? It seems that there is chaos in the slave arena and an intruder came in to make trouble. What? Slave arena? Isn't that the headquarters of the Black Fox Pirates? That place is full of restrictions and masters. Someone dares to make trouble in that place. Does he want to die? It's not that the dragon doesn't cross the river. That invader is extremely tyrannical. Many of the Black Fox Pirates' Senior G Division were killed. That's called a river of blood. Song Zong. Who the hell dares to make trouble in our 40 pirate alliance? I don't know. In short, this incident alarmed the elders of the pirate planet. They are all angry and want to punish this abominable intruder and give him an unforgettable lesson. On the pirate planet, countless pirates were talking about it. They were also shocked because they don't know how many years have passed. The pirate planet has been quiet and no one has ever dared to come here. Now there are people who dare to kill people in the territory of the Black Fox Pirate. This is simply a slap in the face of the Black Fox Pirates and the 40 Pirate Alliance. This is an intolerable thing. And this will also make them the public enemy of all pirates. For a time, all the pirates moved and sent countless masters to the slave arena. S3. Because now it is not only a matter of the Black Fox Pirates, but also a matter of the face of all the pirates in the 40 Pirate Alliance. At this moment, in the underground slave cage. Who is it? Do you know that this is an important prison of the Black Fox Pirates? How dare you break in? Are you not afraid of death? Are you not afraid of being chased by the Black Fox Pirates? Stop, the intruder, stop immediately, or we will shoot. Do you know how fierce the Black Fox Pirates are? Do you know how notorious we are? Seeing Xiaoping coming down, many of the Black Fox Pirates' jailers who were staying in the underground cage were alarmed. They were frightened and stared at the terrible intruder with weapons in their hands. They are fierce in appearance but cowardly in heart, warning fiercely. Xiaoping glanced at them. Just a single glance. Boom, the bodies of all the prison guards started burning. A ball of flame spread from the inside out of their bodies and immediately turned into a huge torch. In a few breaths, they were burned to ashes. They didn't even have the chance to scream before they were burned to death. This was the terror of awakening 2. 4 billion infernal golden crow cells. Just a glance was enough to trigger the power of void flames and set the enemy on fire. If his bloodline was just a little stronger, the blood energy in his body would probably reach an unimaginable level. If a mortal were to approach him, they would be burned to death and turned into ashes. This was the eternal and inextinguishable ether Y. It was a flame that mortals could not get close to, could not look directly at, and could not understand. Using these flames to wipe out this group of prison guards was like using a butcher's knife to kill. Yes, this is the place. Xiaoping's figure flashed and arrived at the deepest part of the cage. He saw a young woman with emerald green hair imprisoned here. Her body exuded a quiet and peaceful aura of life, seemingly inextricably linked to the world tree. Dense and mysterious green runes appeared on her skin, containing a powerful life force. It was as if she was not a human, but a towering tree. Lord God, you are here. Sensing Xiaoping's aura approaching, the young woman seemed very happy. Ruth! At this time, Qiushu and Su Mei both shouted with a very excited expression. They recognized this young woman as Ruth of the Tree Clan, who they wanted to rescue this time. Sister Qiushu, Sister Su, I knew you would definitely come back to save me, and you even brought Lord God. Seeing Chioshu and Su Mei, the young woman Ruth also seemed very happy. Lord God? What's a god master? Could it be this bad guy? Chioshu pointed at Xia Ping. Yes, he is not Lord God, but he has the aura of Lord God. This is the god of our tree clan, the origin and ruler of everything. The young woman Ruth said seriously, her expression very respectful and sincere. What the hell? Chioshu and Su Mei were both confused, not knowing what Ruth was talking about. S3. Well, don't worry about it too much. If you have anything to say, wait until later. There are a lot of enemies coming. Xia Ping made a move, and with a slap, the whole cage collapsed. The chains, shackles, and slave collars on Ruth's body were completely shattered, and she regained her freedom. But he also knew what Ruth meant. Maybe she was talking about the world tree on his body. After all, the world tree is indeed the source of all plant life, the ancestor of plant life, and these tree clan may be inextricably linked to the world tree. It is even possible that the tree clan has mastered the key to the growth of the world tree. Lord God, can you save them? They are all innocent. Ruth pointed to some of the imprisoned slave girls nearby, her face showing a pleading look. When the slaves around heard these words, all of them showed their desire. Instead of staying here and being sold by pirates, it is better to be rescued by this powerful human in front of them. They are all eager to restore their freedom. If they are sold to all parts of the universe, they will really be finished, and they will live a life worse than death. Save them? Xia Ping touched his chin, thinking about the gains and losses of this matter. At this time, the voice of the green ox came. Master, now the space of the mountain river pearl has expanded a lot, adding a lot of fields and farmland. We need a lot of manpower. Maybe these slaves can be used as manpower. It wants to fill some manpower and reduce its workload. Yes, this idea is good. I like these slaves. Xia Ping felt that he can catch a bunch of coolies. Boom, thinking of this, he slapped the whole underground cage, and the shackles, slave collars, and other things that bound the freedom of the slaves were all shattered. He used his power to the peak, and it was superb. Walala, Xia Ping grabbed again, and a huge black hole portal appeared in the depths of the void, and suddenly all the slaves were sucked in by the portal and fell into the space of the mountain river pearl. One by one, the slaves screamed, but there was nothing they could do. You guys go in too. Xia Ping also threw Chioshu, Su Mei, and Ruth in. After all, this place has the support of a saint. If there is a real battle, they will not be able to withstand the shock. Chapter 21:16. There seems to be a treasure house in front. Look. Small? After capturing all the young female slaves, Xia Ping's spiritual awareness penetrated every corner nearby and immediately perceived that there was a huge treasure house not far ahead. Presumably, this must be the place where the Black Fox pirates hide their treasures. Such a super pirate group that has been in the universe for many years must have plundered an amazing amount of treasures every year. It was impossible for him to miss out on such a benefit. Xia Ping's figure flashed and immediately approached the treasure house. He found that there were a lot of Black Fox pirate soldiers near the treasure house. They also found Xia Ping at once. Damn, the enemy is coming. Kill him, we can't let him get close to our treasure house. Elder, immediately inform the elders to come over, the treasure house can't be lost. Many pirates shouted loudly. They didn't expect that after this fierce dragon destroyed the slave cage, he was so bold that he came to the treasure house of their pirate group. This is simply a plan to unite with their Black Fox pirates to the death. S3. Bastard, you dare to break into the treasure house of my Black Fox pirates. You are dreaming, die for me. In the blink of an eye, 3 black-clothed old men flew out of the treasure house. Their strength had reached the Thunder Retribution realm. They were fierce and fiendish, clawing over like archaic vicious birds. The strength of these 3 elders was not inferior to that of an elder from a sacred sect. Generally speaking, with such a top powerhouse guarding the treasure house, It is absolutely foolproof. From this point, it can be seen how much the Black Fox pirates value this treasure house. It is definitely the lifeblood of the Black Fox pirate. Get lost. Xia Ping didn't even look at them as he slapped out with his palm. With a loud bang, the three black-robed old men immediately let out miserable screams. All of their divine abilities and spells were shattered into pieces. Even their bodies were slapped like flies. They flew out and slammed into the wall of the treasure house. They were immediately smashed into pieces. They couldn't even resist for a second. The current Xia Ping was not someone that these Thunder Tribulation Realm cultivators could resist. Just his brute force alone could kill a Thunder Tribulation Realm expert on the spot and turn him into a paste. Monster, this is a monster. Run. We're no match for him. We're not his match. Seeing that the three elders were killed with a single slap, all the Black Fox pirates' soldiers were scared to death. They immediately dropped their weapons and did not dare to stay in the same place and quickly fled. After a while, all the pirates in this place ran away. This treasure trove has used some pretty good materials. Xia Ping narrowed his eyes. With a single glance, he could tell that this treasury was made with black crystals, purple silver, fine gold, brilliant white steel, and other materials. It was incomparably sturdy, and there were also many restrictive arrays engraved on it. Even a Thunder Tribulation Realm expert wouldn't be able to penetrate it. Unfortunately, it was useless to him. Hell Golden Crow Fire. Xia Ping gently slapped his palm over. His entire palm turned into a dark golden flame. It burned fiercely and slapped the wall. Immediately, the wall melted at a speed visible to the naked eye. Even the famous precious metals in the universe couldn't withstand the temperature and scorching heat of the Hell Golden Crow Fire. They melted one after another, burning through a cave the size of a person. All the restrictive arrays were shattered and turned into nothingness. So many treasures! Xia Ping stepped into the treasury. The first thing he saw was that this treasury was filled with top-notch spirit stones. Everywhere was filled with rich heaven and earth spiritual chi. This was an extremely pure energy. With so many spirit stones piled up, it was like a mountain. If outsiders saw this, they would definitely be scared to death. It was unknown how many universe dollars these spirit stones were worth. He turned to look. In another place, there was a large number of universe rare ores, such as 10 millennia cold iron, black crystal, purple silver, adamantine, white brilliant steel, earth crystal, azure falling stone, CC jade, and so on. They were all extremely rare ores. Any one of them could be used to refine peerless spirit weapons. Piled up together, they emitted a rich aura of Gungjin. It was as if countless sword auras were buzzing and cutting through space. Sensing these ores, the H-Gold slime seemed to be very excited and transmitted a joyful emotion. In addition to these precious ores, there were also a large number of Spirit Y, such as Winter Thorn C, Ice Cap C, Nightmare Vine, Earth Root C, Graveyard Moss, Tai YYC, Peace Bloom C, Mountain Rat C, Ghost Mushroom, and so on. They were all relatively precious Spirit Y. Although their age was not very high, there were many varieties. If they were cultivated by the Green Bull, they would definitely be able to produce many more 100,000-year-old Spirit Y. Perhaps even a good Holy Y could be cultivated among them. As for Pill Y, treasures and the like, there was no need to even mention them. They simply filled up the entire warehouse. Everywhere was filled with Pill Y's aura and the glow of treasures. S3. By rough estimation, these treasures added up to trillions of universe credits. Mine, all of them are mine. Xia Ping was very excited and plundered without restraint. He stored all these treasures into the space of his pearl of mountains and rivers, leaving not a single thing behind. In just a few minutes, the entire treasure vault was emptied by him. Not even a scrap of paper was left behind. Right, the materials used to build this treasure vault are also very good. I'll melt them all and take them away. Xia Ping touched his chin and felt that the materials in this treasure vault seemed to be very precious. With a wave of his hand, he immediately activated the infernal golden crow's flames and burned the entire treasure vault. Whoosh! In an instant, the entire treasure vault was melted and turned into metal whitey, forming a metal river. Then, Xia Ping took the entire metal river away. All that was left of the treasure vault was an empty shell, or rather, a hollowed-out cave. Not a single treasure was left behind. At this time, Xia Ping's unscrupulous behavior completely alarmed the entire pirate planet and attracted the attention of the 40 Pirate Alliance. Countless elders gathered from all directions of the planet. Bastard, how dare you kill the people of the Black Fox Pirates, rob us of our slaves, and even plunder our treasure vault. You're desecrating the dignity of the Pirate Alliance. You're seeking your own death. A Black Fox pirate leader elder flew out and shouted angrily. His voice spread throughout the entire planet. All the pirates could hear the elder's anger. It was estimated that he even had the intention to exterminate the entire clan of that little thief. All pirates, listen up. Hide in your houses immediately and don't move. I will immediately activate the pirate planet's restrictive formation and lock on strong enemies. If anyone dares to act rashly, kill them. Chapter 21:17. Dang dang. Dang dang. In an instant, the entire pirate planet rang with alarms. It seemed that a peerless spirit artifact level bell was ringing on a tower that ran through the pirate planet. Free serialization. This was a warning bell that would only be activated at extremely critical moments. However, this warning bell had never been rung since it appeared on the pirate planet. This was the first time it was rung, which shocked all the pirates. Buzz, with the ringing of this warning bell, the entire planet shook. Huge restrictive arrays emerged from the void one after another, covering the entire planet and appearing in every corner of the planet. Above the sky, silver clouds were rolling and condensing into a substance, like a silver river flowing turbulently. It seemed to run through the void and communicate with countless dimensional spaces. On the planet, one city after another activated the restrictive arrays. They echoed with each other and connected together, blooming with endless silver light, filling every city with silver light. Every corner of the planet was emitting a chill that was as cold as the dark clouds. It was as if the entire planet had been frozen. The pirates on the pirate planet were horrified because they sensed that the entire planet was penetrated by countless silver lights. The world's essence was solidified, and their bodies were bound by a mysterious force, unable to move. Under the restraint of such a restrictive array, everyone was a prisoner. S3. They actually reacted so quickly. At this moment, Xia Ping had already plundered the treasure vault clean. He also sensed the omnipresent binding force coming from the depths of the void, seemingly trying to control him. However, this binding force was useless against him. With a little bit of qigong, he could shatter it into pieces. However, it had to be said that the restrictive array on this planet was indeed powerful. If it wasn't him, but any other Thunder Retribution Realm powerhouse who entered this place, it would be like breaking into a dragon's pool. Once they appeared, they would immediately be bound by the restrictive array, unable to move. Moreover, he also sensed that the entire pirate planet seemed to have been refined into a powerful magic weapon by the Pirate Alliance. Every corner of the planet had a restrictive array that was constantly operating. It was like a war fortress, containing tyrannical power, almost reaching the power of a low-grade sacred artifact. It was unknown how much effort and resources these pirates had spent on this planet. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Just then, a dense crowd of people appeared where Xia Ping was. There were at least 300 of them. They were all elders of the 40 Great Bandit Alliance. Their strength had all reached the Lightning Tribulation Realm. Many of the elders were even at the peak of the Lightning Tribulation Realm. Their bodies emitted a tyrannical aura that shook the void, causing the entire planet to tremble and tremble continuously. "You little thief, you dare to come to the Pirate Star to make trouble and dare to come to the headquarters of the Black Fox Pirates. Tell me, who gave you such a dog's courage?" A pirate elder shouted angrily. As the center of pirates, no one dared to come here, and it was known as the safest place for pirates, but such a reputation was ended by this damn fanatic today. One could imagine how furious he was right now. He even had the intention to kill this person's entire clan. Wait, what about the treasure house of the Black Fox Pirates? Where are the treasures inside? Where did they go? An elder of the Black Fox Pirates screamed. He found that the treasure house that his pirate group had accumulated for many years and spent a lot of effort to build had disappeared into thin air. He couldn't believe his eyes. "Oh, about that. I've moved all the treasures inside," Xiaoping replied. "Moved? That's impossible. This treasure vault is made of copper and iron. Even a Thunder Retribution Realm expert wouldn't be able to break through it. What right do you have to move it away? Forget about the treasures inside, what about the walls of the treasure vault? Where did its outer shell go? Why is there only an air raid shelter left?" Another Black Fox pirate captain shouted. "Of course it was also moved away. This wall is a good thing. It's made of very precious ore materials. Wouldn't it be a pity to leave it here?" Xiaoping said matter-of-factly. "It's a pity, you little thief. This is an unparalleled treasure that my Black Fox pirates worked hard to accumulate for many years. It's a lifetime savings. Now you want to move it all away with just a word? You don't even want to leave a strand of hair behind. Are you still human?" With a puff, the Black Fox pirate leader was so angry that he vomited blood on the spot and almost fainted. He couldn't accept such a cruel fact. Why bother? As the saying goes, small wealth doesn't scatter, big wealth doesn't come. Anyway, if you leave the treasures in this place, it will cost you money. It's better for me to take advantage of it. And these are all ill-gotten gains. They were all robbed by you. If you can rob them, why can't I rob them?" Xiaoping said righteously. "Shut up, J-Man. Robbing our things and you're still in the right? Do you have any shame? J-Man, this bastard is even more abominable than Tao Tai. Even a thief wouldn't be like him when he enters the house. My Black Fox pirates and he are absolutely irreconcilable. Take out all the treasures immediately. Otherwise, we will tear you into pieces today. Robbing the treasures of my Black Fox pirates, you want to do this? If I let you leave alive today, I will commit suicide on the spot and not be a pirate in this life. Kill him, peel off his tendons." Many of the Black Fox pirate leaders were furious. They didn't know how much effort and resources they had spent to obtain the treasures, but now they were all taken away by a brat. All their life savings were gone. Who could bear such a blow? Rumble in an instant, a group of Black Fox pirate leaders couldn't stand it anymore and immediately attacked Xiaoping together. Hundreds and thousands of magical powers and spells bombarded down, containing the momentum of destroying heaven and earth. It is enough to blow up a planet and leave no bones behind. One can imagine their anger at the moment. Looks like you've all fallen into evil and refuse to repent. Even if you're alive, you'll still bring disaster to the world. If you don't enter hell, who will? I'll be kind and send you on your way." Xiaoping sighed, pinched an orchid in his hand and slapped it. Buddhist divine ability, the merciful palm of mercy. Suddenly, a huge golden palm print appeared in the depths of the void. On its surface were dense Buddhist scriptures, and in the center of the palm appeared a Buddhist sutra. D symbol appeared in the middle of the palm, emitting infinite golden light. Although it is a Buddhist magical power, this palm contains the aura of annihilation. It seems to open the way to the H-spring. With just one palm, all the magical powers and spells that came into contact with this golden palm print instantly turned into powder and shattered. Dong! A group of Black Fox pirate leaders didn't know what was going on. Their tanks came into contact with the golden light and were hit by Golden Say's palm print. Their entire tanks were broken and torn apart. They couldn't even scream.